Cool.
To nhỉ, đoạn kia vỡ rồi, non còn non quá nhỉ,
hơi non. Cây này thì mình dùng dài hết như này à?
không mình chỉ lấy một đoạn tầm 1 mét thôi. Ấy, ôi còn to ấy, này, lỏng rồi.
Hay là ống này?
Hả?
Đầu bên kia chắc bé hơn.
Tí mình lấy cái bé thôi, này lỏng rồi này. Ôi, vừa zin luôn. Đấy, thịt luôn.
Nhiều nước nhỉ?
Ừ. Cây nó non nước. Thằng tấm lái. Được rồi. Okay. Bây giờ vào rồi.
And they got light. Es werde Licht.
Rồi nhiều dây nhỉ? Thế nào chưa? Đến rồi.
Johannes, ich bin gleich wieder da.
Okay.
Hör auf mich anzuschreiben. Hardware,
Nhá, anh đánh nhá.
Motherboard, Motherboard,
Thấy không?
Modell, okay, Filter, Sockel, AM.
Ich habe alles mal geschickt.
Hast du alles geschickt?
Ein Stream On habe ich mal. Das ist jetzt DDR5 Motherboard mit DDR5 RAM.
Ein DDR5 RAM.
Này là giòn.
Gott. Auf Amazon alles billiger.
Ha? Alles billiger als ich es gekriegt habe, glaube ich.
Netzteil kostet mittlerweile auch schon 150. Ich habe damals 50 Euro gezahlt. Johannes, wo sind die guten alten Zeiten?
Ja.
Over. Ich habe locker 3000.
Mhm. Nicht ganz.
Ich habe jetzt nur mit Motherboard und Grafikkarte und und CPU bin ich schon bei 2200. Jetzt noch mit Netzteil.
Aber das sind die teuerste Kopie.
Ja, das stimmt.
Das, was ich geschickt habe, waren 2800 Euro. 2880.
Ok.
Schon teuer. Ich bin gleich da. Kurz weg.
Anh ơi, được rồi.
Wow.
Thì nay có điện rồi. Yeah. Thấy không?
Thích. Cái biết đúng nhỉ?
Đúng là bóng biết đúng.
Em tách cái này anh lấy đó.
Hả?
Tách cái này anh lấy.
Ồ,
Lấy thì làm đi nhá.
Cái này lắp lại bóng nào?
Lắp cái máy này.
Thôi nhưng mà cái này anh phải đấu ở đoạn giữa này chứ xem đôi như anh cắt chứ.
Kệ nó thừa may mình cắt đi. Thì thoại nước vào nhiều tí nữa nhỉ? Hơi yếu một chút.
Nó cứ nhảy nhảy ấy nhỉ?
Không, qua dưới này thôi, xương này này. Thấy rồi. Ai... Thả ra nhá, anh kéo nhá. Chưa, đợi anh tí. Được rồi, anh em cáo xem nào. Ê, sáng rồi.
Sáng nhỉ?
Tuyệt luôn. Thế từ này có điện ngược.
Sáng, thoải mái.
So.
Oh.
Người nhà dây nhỉ? Nào chưa? Đến rồi.
Nha, anh đánh nha. Thấy không? Kéo vào đi.
Was willst du spielen?
Noch esse ich Pizza.
Okay.
Aber ich schaue mir deinen Stream an, wenn du spielst. Oh, no, no. Heute gibt es Silvester-Pizza, Johannes.
Was?
Den Teig haben wir gemacht, was wir mitgenommen haben zu Silvester.
Oh, lang.
Ich war doch nicht da.
Ach, die!
Mhm.
War der Eikfrohre.
Ja. Geht gut.
Ja, das geht super. Habt ihr ihn vorher ausgewählt oder habt ihr ihn einfach so gelassen?
Wir haben gestern halt rausgelegt. Und dann halt ausgewählt, ja.
Nee. Vorm Eikfriere.
Den Bolle wäre schon rausgeholt.
Làm cho anh một tí.
Aber ich bin meistens zu faul, deshalb tue ich vorher vorher ausrolle.
Ok.
Habe ich das gerade richtig gesehen, das ist ein Aranblieb.
Ja.
Johannes,
Ja.
also man hört glaube in deinem Stream dein Ventilator.
Was? Was, Thomas?
Ich habe gerade so ein Rauschen bei dir gehört.
Mein Ventilator war nicht an.
Was war das dann?
Das war dann das... Ist wieder da. Guck ein Video, wie einer eine kleine Turbine installiert.
Ah, okay. Dann war's das.
Hm. Ich hab's leiser gemacht, Thomas. Ich hab's leiser gemacht.
Alles cool.
Hattest du deine Kamera heute schon an?
Die ist schon.
Nee, ich meine die in der Arbeit.
Nee. Aber ich hatte auch keine
Ob es da
Besprechung.
lustige Filter gibt.
Ah?
Ob es da coole Filter gibt, dass man dann als Nashorn oder so in der Besprechung sitzt.
Mich nervt eigentlich nur, dass ich mich dann anziehen muss.
Ja, schon.
Warum sind Nachrichten so oft negativ? Diese Frage wird uns immer mal wieder gestellt. Wir berichten über aktuelle Themen, die für euch relevant sind, die viele Menschen betreffen oder die auch einfach überraschend sind.
My music is my voice. Focus. Minions have spawned.
Okay.
Ja, die macht Damage. Eine Q Half-Life.
Dead man.
Mastery is the first skill. The rest is what we do.
Was bringen die Sonar-Stacks?
Damage.
Oh. Also die Sona Ulti Rage ist zu kurz.
Ja, aber ich kann nicht näher hin.
Weiß.
Okay, von der Theorie her.
GG.
Disgusting.
Hans regt wieder auf.
Katharin Hope, how are you? I'm fine, how are you?
Hat jemand in dem Chat?
Ja,
Echt?
direkt Motte.
In LOL oder wo?
Nee, in Twitch.
Ach, bist du jetzt auch auf Twitch?
Urstream, ja.
Das wusste ich noch nicht.
Ich rausgefunden, ein sinnvoller Weg.
Hau mal den Link gleich her.
Äh,
Und du machst es sehr gut mit den Fans zu reden. Das finde ich schon mal sehr gut.
ich glaube, sie war schon wieder weg, von daher nicht
Und
wirklich.
du machst es sehr gut mit den Fans. Dann machst du es sehr schlecht, Johannes. Du musst mehr darauf achten, was deine Fans schreiben. Das ist A und O zum Erfolg.
Englisch. Englisch drin.
Zeig mir deine Möpse.
Hey, hey, hey.
Darf ich nicht sagen. Ungebannt.
Hm?
14 Follower. Oh, Johannes, jetzt geht's los bei dir. Jetzt geht's los.
Was denn? Blitzcrank, Thomas.
So eher.
Nimm den Maokai und du nimmst den Blitzcrank.
Haben wir AP? Nein, okay. Kein Problem.
Ich bin AP.
Nein, Johannes, wir sind AP. Tanks haben wir ja trotzdem noch genug.
Wo sich AP echt shit angefühlt hat.
Aber du brauchst eigentlich nur 2 AP-Items, oder? Liandris? Das ist eine komische, hässliche... Wie heißt, ne? Das Rote? Ja, meine LoL-Skills sind mittlerweile schon over 9000 hier. Ich kenne die ganzen Begriffe. Und mir fehlen trotzdem noch 5 Helden. Dank,
Was?
Philipp. Philipp scheint recht viel mit dem Account gespielt zu haben.
Nö, geht eigentlich.
Geht eigentlich? Wenn ich noch 20.000 Punkte habe.
Ich weiß halt nicht mal mehr, wie viel dir ein Win bringt, ne?
Gott, ich bin so aufgeregt. Wen hucke ich, Johannes? Den Wukong, den Cho'Gath, den Gnar?
Jeden.
Anfangs ja. Ja.
Leute, in Deutschland ist es gerade kalt und grau, es ist Winter.
Jetzt
Can
geht's
you
los.
launch malicious programs from a PDF? Is that possible? Jesus.
Wee hours of the morning.
Schläft
Oh my
Johannes.
god. I think that feels like what's probably happening. That'd be my guess. But I think that is what's happening, given that he's not specifying that it was actually a real PDF that ran malicious code. What's up, Linus?
Racing out of bed for a fucking my life's work. Tips.
Weggeholt.
Good news.
Bug. Kiel.
The bad news is that this kind
Muda in chat. Oh, what's
Mein
up? You're
Busch.
from the Some Ordinary Gamers podcast, right?
attack
Kann man auch
is
reingehen.
so commonplace on YouTube that when we sat down to prepare this video, it took us less than 10 seconds to find a huge channel that was dealing with exactly the same thing.
Genau gewusst, was er machen wollte.
Wait, did I say Some Ordinary Gamer?
Genau,
Gamer from
gewusst.
Mars? I don't even know what I'm saying. Why is your name Some Ordinary Gamers? Why not just name yourself Muda? Or Muda?
Thomas! Du bist der wertvollste Member momentan.
Ach, für einen Kill, Johannes, für einen Kill.
And tell you about our sponsor. Today, really?
Why would they say today? Why don't they want to promote D-Brand today?
Oh.
Tesla and started streaming a podcast style recording.
Base.
Elon Musk discussing. This in and of itself is not really scam.
D-Brand always trolls them. They give shitpost for ads.
Every one Bitcoin sent, they would return double. Fake transaction records. Over a couple of hours, spark. First, try to
Is this oil here? Oh, I bet it's thermal.
Nein.
Thermal energy.
So ein schöner Hook. Aber das ganze Team ist AFK, Johannes.
So I log back.
Bin.
And I go to, and they're up again. And now videos are being mass deleted from the channel. The next couple of hours, playing login wacky. Find a used to host these Elon Musk crypto and I can almost see the odds. Don't you even protect your own accounts? Of course I do. But while strong passwords and multi-factor authentication are very powerful security tools, they're not impenetrable. First, fuck you everyone. Not all back additional authentication are here.
Das war nicht worth.
Factor on Google. Even time-based two-factor, like Authenticator for Auth
Das war nicht worth, warum?
set it up or access it from an infected device.
Das,
In spite of all of these issues with two factors,
Oh, die spielen echt auf Tank, beide.
our attackers never gained access to our initial authentication factors. They never used a password. Gained access to the Google Authenticator
Gott, oh Gott.
Was, es war ziemlich eigennützig, ne?
That site will provide your web browser with a session.
Nein.
How are they getting the token?
This allows your browser
Oh Gott, Johannes.
Ich dachte, wir killen den da einfach kurz.
Ja, ich mach keinen Damage, wenn ich keine Hooks habe.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
How would someone else get it? Well, that's where we live.
Uh-oh.
Someone on our team, and I'm not saying
Oh, boring, boring. One thing that I've heard is if you're dealing with somebody that's very skilled, the physical access to device means it might always be compromised depending on your level of personal, but you almost always assume that. And then second thing is, if you're gonna download and run a program, your shit is wipe your shit, format the fuck out of it, smash the drive with a sledgehammer, destroy your motherboard. I don't even know if shit can bury itself into the UEFI these days. I'm not sure if it hides in your firmware chips. I thought there was gonna be some crazy session token hijacking, some insane shit going on here. But it's just gonna be
Bin ein Bobo.
somebody downloaded and ran a stupid program. But I don't know, we'll see.
was an innocent enough mistake for his part.
Oh, ich bin ein Tank.
Ach, du spielst auch Full Tank.
Can you launch malicious programs from a PDF? Is that possible? Do those exploits exist, or is that a functionality of PDFs? PDFs launch programs. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I was unaware of that. If that's true. PDF payloads. PDF supports JavaScript. It wasn't a PDF.
Der Match ist leicht.
Probably wasn't a PDF.
Triebe, würde ich
Yeah, I wonder if it
sagen.
was like PDF.exe.
War ein schöner Reset, Mensch.
People keep saying that PDFs can execute like executable code. I don't know if that's
Bei
true.
Volltank.
Everybody tried to say it. I don't know if that's
Daisy.
actually true. If a PDF can launch an executable. PDF itself is an executable format, is it? I'm trying to think for the Windows UAE. I think I've turned mine off. I probably should. Well, like when you go to open a PDF, it doesn't normally block up and ask you if you want to open it, right? But for a program, it should, no? Destiny, there are occasionally exploits for PDF whether they can contain the executable. Well, that's what I was asking. Are there like 0 days out there with PDF that allows them to run like malicious code on a computer? PDFs contain viruses. Yes, they can because PDFs are one of the most universally used files. Hackers and bad actors can find ways to use them on these files. Yeah, okay. What somebody just linked, this seems more like what's going on. But we'll try it. YouTubers are emailed a file labeled to resemble something legitimate, like a business program. Instead of it being a .pdf or other things, it's trying to pretend to be, it is a .scr file. Now, screensaver files do contain executable code that somebody
Ich
can
sage,
use
wir haben Zero
to
Damage.
access everything in your machine. I think it's basically like if you run an
Ja.
ESP machine and you give it authorization to run, everything is.
Wobei der Set eigentlich schon fett ist, aber gut genug.
Accessing are normal screensaver files, but they're just executable files with a different extension. So the goal is to get somebody to open the
Komisch.
SCR file, which is executed with malware, then fill it with information, but at that point I think that feels like what's probably happening. That'd be my guess. But I think that is what's happening, given that he's not specifying that it was actually a real PDF. PDF contained malicious payload.
Damage.
JavaScript is a programming language which functions on the web. Most websites and web browsers have some kind of JavaScript element that needs to execute code. No, hold on. Wait, okay, I'm not a programmer, but this is... Hold on. JavaScript elements could execute code. I don't think a local JavaScript thing can just download and run a full program on your computer. No? Like, like, yeah, I think it should be sandboxed to the individual application. I don't think you could just use But I don't know. Never mind. Everybody in chat always has these links to these things like, oh, well, theoretically this, blah, 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 blah. But every single time any of these attacks happen, it's always like a SRC file. It's always like something. Justin, you can embed a .exe PDF in an executable JavaScript. PDF embedding it. Has this ever been used? I feel like I've never, ever heard. Like, I feel like I always get linked these exotic things.
CC ist echt ein Witz.
To read zeros and ones off of drives that have been wiped 32 times and theoretically the AFI. And it's like it's one of these like in theory it could work, but I feel like it's always just like so the pure efficient work. Or these like PDFs that are actually like SRC or EXEs or whatever. But I don't know. Embedding files. It's very easy to embed the kind of file in PDF. I've got embedding files name tree on this most PDF libraries. Script. In our case, we want to add a document level script. The script will execute. Unfortunately. Right? Well, not quite. Unfortunately, there's more to it because we reader files, JS, blacklist, Word document, recently researchers discovered that settings, XML documents, a field called deep link to contain any arbitrary executable will be run. Okay, so it sounds like in order for this to happen, there does need to be some kind of exploit available, right? It's not like natively built that PDF should be arbitrarily executable, right?
Wukong macht ganz schön Damage, also genau auch, ne?
Something that's not
Wenn Damage dealt.
not working as intended, I'm guessing, right?
Locally saved passwords, cookies to browser preferences, giving them effectively an exact copy of those browsers on the target machine that they could export, including, that's right, session tokens for every logged in website. Now, no one should unzip an email template. File extensions should always be double checked when you're executing anything.
Noch
Yeah, so it
Träne
was
baut
not a
und
PDF. It was not a PDF. It was some other. It was an SRC file. I bet. This is the one that I've heard of the most. Are people downloading these like screensaver attachment things and that getting fucked up? That's almost for sure.
And any file that doesn't do what you expect should raise flags. But then, on the flip side, it's hardly known that a sales rep or a video editor or anyone else are not being up on the latest cybercrime. And I also believe that a healthy organization actually rolls up rather than down. So there's not going to be any disciplinary action.
Echt jetzt?
Processes following up notifications from our site malware, this could have been easy. As for why it took so long for us to lock down the account once we knew what was going on, that's another training issue, but this time it's much larger. We use a system for our YouTube channels called Content Manager, which theoretically improves security by allowing us to dole out specific channel access roles to our various emails, rather than just sharing the main account. This made the process of determining the attack vector way more complicated. You can think of it kind of like replacing your one giant vault door with 20 smaller doors, any one of which realistically could get to you all. Now in a perfect world, these smaller doors should have been restricted with less access to the bigger doors.
Everybody has full access.
Bottom line is that
Stirbt ihr denn alle?
Gut, ich war
Okay,
Wukong tot.
I don't want to just be. I don't want to have an insecure. It sounds like I could be wrong, by the way. So
Aber Wukong war auch tot.
But it sounds like they basically have a system that's like, okay, we can dole out limited access to different people across our enterprise, so that we've got like more security. But instead, they just gave basically like admin to every single member that they dole out access to, so that every single account, like nothing was sandboxed, everybody had access to everything. That's what it sounds like.
our disaster response processes realize do whatever in the morning. Shout out Steve from David wake up call. That I actually
Okay,
didn't
last thing, Dest. I'm so sorry, dude.
What do you need, bud?
Is your dashboard open? Alright, thanks, bro. Peace.
how across all of these channels. That is not the sort of thing that you want to be troubleshooting.
3 gegen 4.
Jesus!
Wee hours of the morning. Christ.
My God!
In fairness to me,
Das
the
ist
way
auch,
Google
ja.
handles the intermingling of all their services is not the most intuitive, and both Yvonne and I experienced numerous glitches and timeouts that prevented us from effectively using these tools, even once we did figure out how to use them. Which leads us nicely then to the next part of our discussion. I've owned what I did wrong. Now it's time to keep scrolling. To their credit, I heard back that someone was aware and working on it at the highest levels within about half an hour of reaching out to support. And they have seemingly improved their internal tools for managing this sort of thing a lot since the last time around. The forms you can fill out, and the partner references. However, this entire process has been other than you're aware and working on it, it doesn't seem to be allowed correctly. Get it? Security aside, idiot users probably don't have anything to do with their investigation.
Okay, last thing before I go to breakfast, I put you in the #1 spot. Okay, up to, you know, later on it's gonna be like, you know, randomized, you know, so everyone has like a even chance and shit like that. Right now it's, you know, your first stream and it's you, so obviously put you #1. So hey, good luck.
Thanks, babe.
All right, love you, bro. Peace.
They figured out that the attack came from one of our non-video collections.
Echt jetzt?
I mean, realistically, idiot users could just slow them down, but even a quick, hey, I know you're stressed, here's what's going on, and here's how we can keep this from spreading, would almost certainly calm my nerves and save all of us some work, protecting and protecting. And another big problem is that this approach, you know, one-on-one, only benefits large channels like ours. I just decided to right, express we were able to get this resolved so quickly when their favorite niche creator X or Y struggled with it for an extended period of time, or even never got it fully resolved. So it's clear that there are some changes that need to be made, and here are a few of them in the order. We need greater security options for key channel attributes. I mean, how can you change the name of a channel without having to re-enter your password and your two-factor? What about resetting a stream key? Same deal in my opinion. And this is just one of the ways that the impact of a session hijack can be eliminated. Rate is also widely used API. For example, you can only process a certain number of comment something similar, even if you are directly accessing the services, and rather than limit it outright. I'm not saying every time you delete a video, password, but say if you were trying to delete 10 or 100 or 1,000 videos at a time, a little, are you sure about that? Are you actually you? Would probably be in order. The funny thing is that none of that stuff would even be necessary with proper security policies and session controls. The minimum would be time-based. You know how when you boot up an old smartphone, all your accounts are usually logged out? Session expiry. But many sites also factor in other attributes, like location. So if you suddenly try to access a site or service from Antarctica,
Hong Kong,
you should be prompted to log in again. These measures are very common on high-risk websites, like online banking. I'm not saying banks are model citizens when it comes to online security, but they do usually invalidate sessions in a matter of minutes. But can you remember the last time Instagram or Snapchat again? Social media platforms, YouTube, tend to be a lot less aggressive since they want to make using their platforms as frictionless as possible. Now, in fairness, Google does usually require re-authentication when you're changing a password or other security options. I don't know, when a session token gets used by a new IP address on the other side of the freaking planet.
Danke.
But we've heard from multiple people that this isn't always the case. So the big question is that with Google owning the whole chain here, like start to finish, really, including the bloody web browser.
In sexy Unterwäsche läuft er da rein.
Schlafanzug, Thomas.
It's time for them to not just ask these questions internally, but come up with real answers. I think the only group whose response here was perfect was our community. And no, this is not like standing on stage, yo, why don't you go?
It is.
You were amazing. Prominent members of our forum, whom I've interacted with over the years, reached out to my team upstanding citizens were paying real money out of their own pockets to send super chats warning stream viewers that the channel was hijacked, and over 5,000 of you in the last 12 hours alone subscribed to floatplane.com to show your support and to ensure that you wouldn't miss any of our uploads. I have had a pretty rough day, a pretty long day, but you know what? It's also been amazing to see how fast we can bounce back thanks to your unwavering support, the incredible team we have here. Everyone. We got Artie over there. Colton's still there? No? Alright, well, whatever. Andrew's there. James is working on guidance for this. Luke was up half
Thanks, dude.
with me and Yvonne trying to help us figure things out, driving to the office.
Nerd.
Really appreciate you all. Our partners at YouTube. And of course,
You.
D-Brand.
Oh.
Something, D-Brand with me a lot, yes.
Aber er spielt Timo und Timo ist eine Ratte.
But the thing about D-Brand is, as much as they love to poke fun, having partners like them makes losing a full day of YouTube revenue a lot less of a concern. Not a lot of companies are going to step up and sponsor a video talking about how our account got hacked. That's the kind of subject nobody wants to get close to at all. But D-Brand jumped at the chance to help us out. And not just help us out by sponsoring the video today, making it so we don't got to worry about how to pay all these guys their overtime, but help us out by setting you guys up with an unprecedented deal. For the first time ever, D-Brand is offering a site-wide deal for LTT viewers.
What?
Just go to
Can you launch malicious?
Yeah.
Ich hätte nicht gedacht, dass mein Auto hier landet.
Call me King. Hast du gesehen?
Nee, leider nicht.
Ich hab die Lux hart gerettet und sie lebt immer noch.
Nein. Ach, das steht von.
Khó đấy. Cái này đi hết 6 bên. Cho cái này lên. Đan kiểu này nhá. Đây. Như thế này nè. Này nè. Con là bây giờ. Đấy. Con lấy cái này xuống. Thấp đi.
Rồi.
Cho nó xuống thấp vào. Đấy. Lại cho cái này lên thế nhé.
War das heilig?
Wer bist du überhaupt? Der Esriel.
Ohne Boot. Tauch.
Jetzt hätte ich Ult.
Heil mich, Johannes. Danke.
Oh no.
Kein Damage mehr. Du bist ein aggressiver Kartus.
Please!
Johannes, die sind gemein zu mir.
Du bist gemein zu mir. Hör auf, wenigstens rein in die Gegner.
Steck mich hinter dir. Jetzt geht's los.
Oh, please.
Mach dem Ganze mit mir. Oh Gott. Hilfe. Komm, sorry. Ja.
Ah jo, genau. Toucht mich und ich bin tot. Ich auf 24 Siege von klein.
Alles scheiße, ja. Alles scheiße.
Có 2 cân chưa được. Bích, cái này có vào à? Ăn co còn không đến 10 phút hết rồi chả thích gì đâu. Đi lấy về bán tiếp đi. Chị có mua đi lấy về bây giờ nào con chị lấy hết luôn.
I'm not sure why, but this really tickles my brain. I'm not sure why, but this really tickles my brain. I'm not sure why, but this really...
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're reacting to a video that I'm sure all of you have seen at this point.
Johannes.
At the time of posting this, I guarantee I'm bringing
Jetzt
up the rear because I'm always
ja.
late to these kind of things. But that's all right, because I think this deserves my reaction.
Wir haben wieder
A
keinen
lot of you
Tank und wir
tagged
haben
me
einen
in this
Mundo.
and sent it to me over on TikTok. So we're going to be reacting. So let's watch, reconvene, I'll tell you what I think.
Guys, I
With
just
den
got
Tank Killer?
hinge dates. Why am I doing this to myself?
Lux.
So we scheduled to go to dinner.
We are sitting at the restaurant. Seems very nice. Not a catfish. Things are going well. And the waitress comes over. She wants to take her order. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take the branzino. And he said, I'm gonna take
Morgen
the burger.
Freitag noch, Johannes. Morgen
And the
Freitag noch, dann
waitress
haben wir
asked
das Wochenende.
him, okay, how do you like your burger? I said, how do you like
Was,
this
was,
burger?
was?
Morgen
And do you
Freitag.
want some cheese?
Ja. Dann kommt Momo zu dir, Thomas.
Der kommt erst sonntags. Der kommt erst sonntags.
Macht er dann, Thomas?
Am Montag wollen wir angeln gehen.
Ach, der Angeln.
Puff schon.
So. Auch schon die Angel?
Nee, keine noch nicht.
Dann halten.
Welcome to the Howling Abyss. First blood. An enemy has been slain.
Kein Team, Johannes, kein Team.
Ja, ich chill jetzt auch, so wie das die ganze Zeit alle machen.
Was machst du jetzt?
Ich chill jetzt auch. Vielleicht gehe ich als Support.
Support?
Vielleicht. Er nimmt 0 Damage.
Ja, ein Shield. Macht mehr Damage als ich. So. Oh, der spielt Gitarre. Oh Gott. War unser Fight, Johannes.
Oh, come on.
The thing about light is, it never really dies.
Das war nix, ne?
Nein, meine Q war gerade ready.
No.
Nein. Oh.
Jetzt hab ich Ult.
War eine schöne Ult. Wollte der dich?
Muss irgendwie Schokolade am Arsch haben oder so heute.
Guter Bait, Johannes, du bist ein guter Bait. Johannes, das ist dein Supportbild. Nein. Aber das ist schön, wenn man 4 Abwähler im Team hat und die nur Magic Resistant bauen.
dead. Victor sagt good job.
Johannes, wir haben mal gewonnen.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here,
What happens? And he's like, oh my god, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And do you want some cheese on your burger? And he asked, is this gonna be extra? And she says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind. Over there, and I'm like, what the actual fuck? I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat my branzino and see what happens. And he's like, oh my god, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And I'm like, yeah, it's New York City. So I got my branzino, he got his burger, we were eating.
yeah, everything in New York City is $1 million. I lived there in college, and I vividly remember, I will never forget this. I went to Dwayne Reed and paid $6 for a pack of Oreos. This was in 2017, mind you, like this was years ago. $6 for a pack of Oreos. I was physically ill over the amount of money I spent. I still think about it to this day. I'm not over it. It's been 5 years. I understand.
And once I was satisfied, I got up and I was like, I'm going to the restroom for a second. And I took my purse and I went to the waitress and I was like, hey, I just want to pay the bill. And I just paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant, and I texted him. So I texted him, the check is taken care of, you should have gotten the cheese. And I blocked him.
You want to play too? That'll be fun.
I'm honestly at a loss for words. I've seen a lot of videos about icks, about judging a guy based on the way he stands in a photo or the way he scoots into a booth and dumb things like that. But this one takes the cake. Over a piece of cheese. A piece of cheese. Let that sink in for a minute. I would understand if he threw a tantrum or had like a meltdown or something. But over a piece of cheese?
Johannes, jetzt geht's los.
Per usual, I have a lot of thoughts here. We're gonna cover some different things. First, the confidence this girl has is alarming. The confidence she has explaining the situation and the way in which she's going about justifying her actions are actually incredible.
Annie?
And I don't mean that.
Riley's Annie.
The way she handled this, in my opinion, was just beyond immature. Let's just get
Und
that
ich
out
tue
of the
immer
way.
jemand, der
From the
drin
moment
ist,
she went to
spielte,
the
dann wäre
bathroom,
Alex
ditched
schlau.
him, to the moment she posted this video on TikTok.
Das hört sich heftig an.
Immature. I actually cannot even fathom feeling so entitled and superior that you ditch someone mid-date over not wanting to pay an extra $3 for a slice of cheese. I'm sorry, I also would not pay an extra $3 for a slice of cheese because I'm probably spending $1 million on my apartment a month if I live in New York City, and I already paid $6 for a pack of Oreos. I get it. This guy did not deserve to be ditched or to be blasted on TikTok for that matter. And honestly, in my eyes, this guy not only dodged a bullet, but also got a free meal. So, it's a win-win. So yeah, completely just wacky. Again, I've seen so many videos about
Ist
icks
das im Hintergrund da?
and, you
Ist
know,
Philipp wieder da?
weird things guys do and turn-offs and things like that, but
Ich glaub nicht.
this is just next level.
Was ist du?
The next point I want to talk about is why people like this remain single and will remain single. If you are picky to this level, you will never find a significant other. And that is because you clearly are not mentally ready for it. There is no such thing as a perfect person, and there's always going to be something you dislike or don't like a little bit about somebody, regardless of who they are. It's just the way that it is. We all have flaws, none of us are perfect. We gotta stop nitpicking each other like this. And if you're so quick to write someone off over these minuscule things that
Destiny, you're the star witness on the article. Lav, like 20% of it is gonna be about us. Lav, I have not done. Destiny, you're literally the person that dragged Anna to fucking Max and then mindfucked her for 3 hours and tried to get her to fucking leak all of our fucking logs to him. Lav, first of all, Anna contacted me before I contacted her. And I did not drag her, Zonia. Not about that. Not about that. Destiny, was it about connecting her to Max for the little article you guys are writing? Lav, it was her saying that you were abusive. It was after you said shut up bitch, and she was like she was saying, I'm so sorry that Steven did that. That's part of Steven has an abusive cycle. Destiny, how did Anna get in contact with Max? Lav, they had talked before. Destiny, how did she get in contact with Max for the article? Lav, hold on, they had spoken before. Destiny, that's not what I'm asking you. Lav, I'm asking you how did Anna get in contact with Max for the article? Lav, Anna told me that you guys were still sexting. She was like, God, he's so abusive. Destiny, this is your long way of saying you connected her up to Max, right? Lav, yeah, and then I went to Max and I said, oh my God, Anna just told me that they are still sexting each other and never stop. Destiny, yeah, and then you connected Anna to Max so she can be part of your guys' little hit piece on me. Lav, Steven, every chance I have gotten online, to the detriment of myself, I have said I do not think what you have done is that bad, worth condemning. I wouldn't personally write an article on you. I literally went against, I don't know if you watched the whole fucking video that I did with Max, but I literally was like, this is all my fault. I made a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know what to fucking do. I wish that none of this would have happened. And now you are acting like I am like the fucking Destiny. You literally don't believe any of that. You were giggling along with Mr. Girl while he was telling you that you didn't make a mountain out of a molehill. You're right to feel like you were abused and coerced. And that is the implication that you're Lav. It feels very good for someone to tell you that something is not your fault. Destiny, yeah, I'm sure it does, especially when it all is your fault. Lav, I'm sure it feels really good. When you imply over and over again that we had an active sexual relationship while you were blowing up on my stream, you've said it this stream, I'm glad at least you admit that that's not true. That is horribly misrepresented, and then when you're out here talking shit about all these other streamers, and then you're sitting here acting like you're the indignant one. After you've leaked personal hookup details about me to fucking big tech that's leaking it publicly. When you've talked about it multiple times on stream, how do you think you have the fucking high road here? Like you've done nothing but betray my trust and the trust of every other person for nothing. And if I wasn't sexually abusive or coercive, it's even worse for you because you're leaking it all for attention. You're not even leaking it for good fucking reason. Stardust, it's understandable why Steven feels this way, because it's like, he didn't do one thing that he doesn't do for anybody. Right? And you took that and discounted every part of his friendship. Lav, I'm having a conversation with Steven, okay? You do not need to run defense. I don't want this to be a conversation with a peanut gallery. If it's going to be me and Steven, it's going to be me and Steven. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Destiny, I explicitly told you that nothing we do, or did, or will ever do sexually has anything with you coming on stream. You joked back at me about that, but I even reaffirmed it to make sure, and you said that you appreciated and you understood it, number one, and number two. You keep saying I wasn't taking care of you or checking on you. I explicitly DM'd you to check in on you to see if you were okay, and you told me you were fine. And all of this is happening when we did not have a sexual relationship. How is it my fault for you mind fucking yourself on my stream? Lav, Steven, I've already conceded publicly and said that was my bad, that I should have managed my own emotions better. I've already said that. Destiny, if I'm checking in on you and giving you clear boundaries, like hey, this doesn't have to be sexual blah, 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 how is any of this coercive or abusive on my end? Lav, Steven, I don't think that it's coercive or abusive. That is Max. Destiny, then what have I done wrong to you? Lav, I mean, I don't. If you really want to talk about it, then we can talk about it. Not publicly. Destiny, I already talked to you privately and you wouldn't seriously reference anything. So I'm asking you, Lav. No, when I told you about how I felt, you would try to debate me out of it. Destiny, because you were already working with a guy who was digging into every woman I've ever talked to trying to write a sexual assault piece on me. Lav, first of all, I was suicidal during that time, but I don't attribute that all to you. Destiny, oh, yeah, Lav, yeah, Steven, I was coming off of a fucking benzodiazepine addiction. I was. Destiny, oh, that would be really, why don't you mention that next time instead of making it sound like I'm making you fucking kill yourself? Lav, I've literally mentioned that so fucking often. If you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. I've mentioned that. Destiny, I just watched you having 3 hours of you literally said the worst times in your life were when you got dropped into a fucking cult at 16. And then November when you were on my stream. Lav, yeah, November was really awful for me. I mean, one of your orbiters made a video. Destiny, you didn't mention anything about benzodiazepines then, did you? Lav, one of your videos, or two of your orbiters actually, made videos about me, because low tier god Destiny. Nice pivot away from what you just said, but okay. Lav, sorry, I'm a little jumbled because you talk fast. What was I? Destiny, on Max's stream, you said these were the 2 worst times in your life. You never mentioned a benzo overdose. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know Zonia, not overdose, detox. Destiny, I don't even know if I knew you were ever detoxing from benzos. So that is not something, Lav. You knew that I was taking them because I took them when we were together. Destiny, yeah, sometimes you take a Xanax, that doesn't necessarily mean you're taking so many that you're abusing them. Lav, I wasn't abusing them. Zonia, detoxing off of benzos can be rough, even if you're not using them. Lav, I wasn't abusing them, I was taking like a normal amount. But if, Destiny, hold on, I'm sorry, I've never in my life heard somebody refer to weaning off a medication as detoxing unless they're abusing them, my bad. Lav, no, if it's a benzo, detoxing is just getting off of it. Tuna chip, it's real in this instance. I mean, I work with addiction and people that are not using and that have to go through this procedure. Some people straight up just don't even use benzos when they have a history of addiction. Because the come down can be a trigger to try and use again. So yeah, Zonia, I'm familiar with it because I have a close friend who's been trying to detox off of it. Destiny, sure, that's fine. It would be nice in the future maybe if you bring that up because I don't think I've ever heard you bring that up as a reason why you were suicidal. You literally explicitly blame my community for it. Lav, Steven, you also have to understand that if I come out I'm in a catch-22 where if I say, well, I was detoxing off of benzos, anytime I bring you up your whole community's just gonna be like, another excuse as to why she was fucking crazy. Destiny, let's just blame it on me for making you suicidal, that's so much better. Than Lav, I don't think that I blamed fully on you, but I think that you. Destiny, you did. Oh my god. Lav, Steven, I've watched you ban emotes in your chat when you were losing favor with your audience. You can absolutely do a little bit of fucking cleanup with me. It is not too much to ask. Destiny, I did do cleanup with you. Are you fucking serious? What do you think partially inspired the entire fucking anti-misogyny arc? Lav, I have logs when you said that absolutely wasn't me. I have logs of you saying that. Destiny, no it's not you specifically, but it's the hate that women were getting in my community and you were one of them. No shit, Sherlock. Lav, you said this absolutely had nothing to do with me. I have a fucking log. Destiny, that's fine that you have a log of it. That's fine you have a log of me saying that. Okay, but the reality is that when you were on my stream, I was also trying to clean up my subreddit with misogyny at the same fucking time. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Destiny, it's not funny when you're making jokes when you and MR girl are literally blaming me as like the Harvey Weinstein of Twitch and you're laughing about it. You have the most pretty girl syndrome of anyone I've ever met on the internet where nobody's ever held you accountable. Lav, you said I was mid earlier, what's the truth? Destiny, I said your pussy was mid, not you. Obviously you're decently attractive. Lav, you know my pussy is top shelf. Another lie, substantiate that claim. They argued some more, and then Destiny left, satisfied that Lav had recanted her allegations. Stardust told Lav that she betrayed Destiny's friendship by releasing their private DMs to me, and that I treated Lav worse than Destiny did. A streamer named Jeb Tan was added to the call. Jeb Tan, with the stream, was it yesterday or the day before? It's like you're part of this parade, Max is, doing and it seems like you get a lot of frustration and turmoil from not being wanting to be attached to Max on this crusade. But he sort of brings you along with it. Does that make you feel any kind of way? Like is there any part of you that's like, I wish Max would not do that? Lav, there are parts of me that are worried that Max is manipulating me. Jeb Tan, there are parts of me that worry the same thing, because... Lav, I don't think that they're founded in anything. I don't think that he is, I don't think that actually he has done, I cannot pinpoint things that he has done. But just know that I'm hypercritical of everything he does, because I'm very aware of the fact that I fear this. I talk to him about it, we talk about it. He wants me to be open with how I feel about it. I worry about it, and I think about it a lot, and it could be true, but there are no things that stick out. He's overwhelmingly just been really positive and really held space for me to express how I feel about the situation. And sometimes how we feel about the situation isn't necessarily rooted in logic about the situation, right? Jeb Tan, yeah, of course, like there's gonna be an emotional connection to the situation too. And especially, I think you've been really open in this conversation about some of the things that can make it hard to make good decisions relating to the Steven stuff. But I think Max is one of those things that makes it really hard for you to make good decisions about the Steven stuff. And that's what concerns me. Lav, I also made the decision that me and Max would not have a dual relationship anymore, so we are not going to stream together. At least until this Destiny stuff is like completely. Beckett, when did you make that decision? Jeb Tan, that's big. Tuna Chip, you're not streaming with Max until Max either releases the document. Lav, no, until it's no longer a hot topic that people are reacting to. We're not going to talk about Steven again. Tuna Chip, if you talk about it, even when it dies down, wouldn't that be able to be seen as like, bringing it out of retirement and then bringing it back into the light? Lav, well, I might talk about it afterwards, but I'm saying me and Max will not have a dual relationship. So, we're just not gonna stream together. I don't want a dual relationship with Max right now. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Jeb Tan, here's my thing as someone, again, who's friendly to you. I would say it's clear that ideally what you want is you want to quit your OnlyFans, you want to be able to find a new job, you want to enjoy your move. Enjoy your relationship and move and all that and be done with all this. I think if I would give you the next steps for that, I would honestly say you should talk to Steven. You should say, I want to make a statement absolving you of what I think you should be absolved of. And here's what it is. Lav, well, I will do that after the article. Jeb Tan, but what I'm saying is, also leaving open to him, saying, I'm not gonna say in the statement that I think Max is lying, or he's on a crazy crusade. I'm just gonna absolve you of what I know of how you behave toward me, what isn't true. And then I want to be done with this. You don't have to go on his stream to do it, but just let him know you're doing it, and then do it. I would do it before the article because it has nothing to do with the article, because it's just your experience. And you don't have to throw Max under the bus, you don't have to fully say Destiny's a good guy to everybody else. Just absolve him of what you know not to be true. Lav, what I know not to be true, what do you mean? Jeb Tan, like, what if you truly said that's why I asked you if you truly said you think he tried his best to be friendly toward you?
Almost
and
a
that's all you can honestly say.
masturbator.
Lav, I don't know if he tried his best. Like I said, if I was in his position, I would have done a lot more. Jeb Tan, yeah, because you're you. Beckett, I don't know Destiny, I don't know his content, but I do know content creators who've been around a long time. A couple of people have said that Destiny is one of the few people who really tries to build people up when he doesn't need to. And that does seem to be legitimately true. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. You and Max are not the first people to end up in situations where you end up doing stuff like this or getting this kind of heat from the community, yada yada yada. So the question is, did Steven do, like, the best? It fucking appears so, from an outsider's point of view,
Tippers
as
ist
someone
noch
who's watched
da.
a lot of big content creators from multiple communities. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. If this wasn't Twitch poll, if we were talking about commentary, or we were talking about like the fucking old anti-SJW or atheist communities, the content creators from there are fucking brutal in comparison to the shit that Destiny does. I think he's been massively charitable. I also think that other people have been pretty charitable in a lot of ways. I think Chud Logic is very content-brained, and that's fine, but he's been surprisingly charitable. I think people have been more than you realize. Lav. Wait. What? Jeb Tan. I think compared to how hard Chud goes on people for that content, because like multiple people will. Lav. You're fucking ridiculous if you think that Chud has been anything but extremely abusive to me. Genuinely. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Jeb Tan. It's got to be more than just another thing that was said on a stream. That was my thing. Lav. But also, wait, hold on. I also don't know. I know that you guys want Steven to be absolved of one thing. You want Steven to be the good guy in this situation. But I don't know. I don't know. I know that I'm not severely traumatized. I also know I don't know where my anger should be placed. Jeb Tan. Lav. I don't give a fuck about Destiny. I just want you to absolve him of what you know to not be true. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Because I asked you, they're things that you honestly think he could be absolved of? Do you think and before you were saying, yeah? Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Lav. Okay, I don't know, and I still need to gather my thoughts about it. I haven't healed yet. Obviously me and Steven haven't talked yet for months. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And all of it is unfolding in real time in front of us. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. I still have other shit to deal with. There is no way that I'm making another public statement just for it to be rash and uninformed without my full feelings. Jeb Tan. Yeah, I'm not saying do it tomorrow, and I'm not saying Lav. I have a feeling the article is gonna come out in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Zonia, so that's great, but here's the thing. I think that's actually a great statement that you made right there, that you don't want to make any more statements that are rash. I think that's great. Stick with that policy, that's awesome. But at the same time, you also have to know that if you're hanging out with Max and Max's, you know, talking all these things and making these allegations about Steven, you're kind of, you know, complicit there, at least from everybody else's perspective in those allegations. So you kind of have to state for the record, be like, okay, Max, just for the record, I don't agree with what Max is saying here, or Lav. I won't say that I don't agree with it, but I might say, again.
Ich weiß nicht, die gehen doch alle heute auf mich, oder?
Literally from the beginning, I have said that Max is not me. Zonia, yeah, you're gonna have to be more explicit than that. You're gonna have to say, I'm sorry, guys, this is not my position that Max is stating here. I'm not sure where I stand on these things. You just kind of have to be explicit about it, otherwise people are going to think you're complicit. Maybe I'll go over it on stream. If I said, I've got nothing against Zonia, whoever's attacking Zonia, I have nothing against them, but I have given them all my chat logs. And every stream I've ever done with Zonia, people would read that same way, even if I was claiming neutrality. Lav, if one of you was doing background and you asked for all of my logs with Max and you wanted to try to like, I don't know, paint Max as an abuser, not paint him as an abuser. But if you're trying to find out if he was an abuser, I would give you all of my tuna chip, would you? Beckett. Well, actually, that's an interesting statement then, like genuinely. If this comes out, and people think it's full of shit, like the stuff gets disapproved or whatever Max has got gets contextualized, if it needs it, can people ask for those logs? Is it a commitment? Lav, I will readily give them. Tuna chip. Lav, I gotta know. What would it take in that hypothetical? Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. It's Max. You've given them, what would it take for you then to say to that person, hey, I'm redacting my logs. You can't use them. What would you need to know out of the intent of that other person? Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Is there anything that, where you feel like once you've given it, that you can say don't use that, you're not allowed to use that anymore? I gave that thinking it was for this, but now it seems like it's for this. Lav, if was trying to deplatform Max, or if someone was trying to aid in harassment to Max, or trying to hurt his family, or tuna chip, do you think that the article that MR Girl is making has no intent towards the platforming of Destiny? Beckett, or hurting his family? Lav, if it says anything about his family, like his son, tuna chip. No, it's not that it would say something. It's not like it's doxing the location of his ex and child, when I'm saying as we know you know how uncontrollable, frenetic, and terrible these massive communities on the internet are. They have gone after you. So, if you know, Lav, if one of you loved him, if Stardust, who had a personal relationship with Max, was making something about how she thought that he was potentially abusive and wanted like proof or wanted more stories or more information, I would absolutely give Star all of the logs. Tuna chip, based on the love, based on the idea that you think they have that genuine care. Lav, yes, tuna chip, but do you know for a fact that love, what if that love, if you had some inkling of suspicion, that love is gone? And now instead there is a bitter resentment from in the shadow of an eclipsed love. Lav, if I thought that was the place that Max was coming from, I absolutely would not give him the logs. I would not give him Steven's logs. Tuna chip, you would redact the logs, would you redact the logs after having given them? Lav, yes, if, at any point I thought that is the reality of the situation, I would say no, I do not want to be mentioned in this article. Jeb Tan, but Lav, if you loved somebody and you thought they could be doing something self-destructive and destructive to the people around them, do you think you would make an article about it? Or do you think you'd talk to them about it, and bring all that same evidence just to them, and not announce a giant article slam piece on him? Lav, well, the problem is that Steven doesn't have a great track record of taking hard feedback on stream. Jeb Tan, I'm just asking what you would do. Beckett, as a bisexual man, this conversation is making me feel gay. So I'm gonna go Zonia, you can give him plenty of feedback on stream, it just depends on how you deliver it. Lav, so if you'd even bring up the Anna situation, or how he acted in the situation, I mean. There was a post with thousands of upvotes on me when we were just talking about audience hate and what you can do to mitigate it, and I was like, well, the Anna thing happened and he was and everyone fucking freaked out. Zonia, that makes sense. But that makes sense. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. That's a situation that's very sensitive, and you got to talk about it with him in private. You can't talk about it in public. Jeb Tan, I'm asking what you would do, Lav. That's ridiculous. The whole thing fucking happened in public. I don't know why you couldn't talk about it in public. Zonia, it doesn't matter. It's a very, very sensitive situation. It has a long history to it. You know some of the things that have flared up in public. It's one of the things you just cannot talk about in public. It's one of the things you have to talk to him about in private. Otherwise, he's just going to shut you down, and for a really good reason, and I would shut you down too if you did. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Jeb Tan, I don't give a fuck about Steven. I don't care if you make a statement about Steven if you truly don't believe he deserves absolution for anything. My goal for you, my goal in this situation in general, is I just want you to ride off into the sunset in insert name of state you move to with insert name of fiancé with insert job. And get the fuck out of all of this. Okay, because that's what I think you want deep down, but sometimes you just let them you let shit pull you back in whether it's on the Destiny side or the Max side. I just want you out of it. I want you happy and out of it. Now, do you think you can exist online without fucking everyone trying to? Jeb Tan, no, I don't think you should exist online. I think riding off into the sunset includes shutting the laptop, closing the computer. The only place you need to exist online is fucking Battle.net with your boys and your girls. He is referring to Lav's love of the video game Overwatch. Shaylin and I listened to this conversation live with friends who were refreshingly horrified by how Destiny and his orbiters handle abuse allegations. I asked Shaylin, do you want to get in there? She said, I don't know. A few minutes later, I looked over at her and saw her shaking with rage. She decided to call into the stream. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Tuna chip. I have literally no confidence that Lav has a best option that is also healthy. I think that there's a big fucking sign hanging here which is, once a woman is in the crosshairs, you're fucked. You're gonna be hunted for the rest of your life. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Zonia, I can think of plenty of examples of people who've moved on. Shaylin, why are you contributing to that? Then, why are you putting Lav on trial if you think that there is an atmosphere here in which women speaking out about things puts them in the crosshairs? Jeb Tan, I don't think it's putting someone on trial to discuss with them some things as long as you're well-meaning and you're not reaming them over it and you're having their best interest. Inaudible, I don't think it's putting them on trial. Shaylin, I don't think you have her best interest at heart, but why don't you guys go ahead and explain to me why you guys are in a 4-5-person call against Lav about why you think that she's fucking up here? Someone please explain to me. Jeb Tan, sure, I can explain. I jumped on because I'm not against her. Because I very specifically just said I just want her to ride off into the sunset and be happy with her fiancé in the place she just moved and enjoy her life. And it seems like the internet is doing nothing but robbing her of that ability. That makes me really sad. As someone who barely even knows her, it makes me really sad. That's why, Lav, well I think, Jeb, you are the most well-meaning person here. I can't say that for everyone. Jeb Tan, I don't know Zonia, I don't know anybody else. Shaylin, Zonia just fucking released a video.
Warum läuft an Alem vorbei?
That's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. That's ridiculous. Zonia, Lav, do you think I'm good faith? Lav, no. Shaylin, don't fucking ask Lav. What the fuck is your problem? Zonia, absolutely not. Zonia, Lav, I thought okay, so I guess we didn't actually patch things up, never mind. Alright, well, whatever. Lav, wait, no we are on friendly terms. But no, that does not rewrite the fact that for 30 minutes earlier today you said that you were going to milk me because I was a lolco and I was mentally ill. You are horrible. Lav is referencing the language of Kiwi Farms, the harassment-focused forum where users refer to their sadistic pleasure as milk, and their targets as LOL cows. Zonia, we talked about that, right? We were both horrible to each other. I was kind of matching your energy. Lav, sure I also know.
Ich wette, ich hab nicht mal Damage gemacht.
Du bist doch Tank.
Bin kein Tank.
Du bist Tank. Johannes, du hast Damage gemacht.
Ja, es geht, aber viel ist es nicht. Das ist so dumm. Jeder, der das Shield angreift, wird geslowt von Rileys.
Echt dumm. Der Philipp spielt heimlich Rune of Terror.
Legends of Runeterra. Was sagst du jetzt, Thomas? PC-Bauer oder nicht Bauer?
Bin mir noch unsicher.
Ja, du kannst auch DDR4 Motherboard kaufen. Dann ist es auf jeden Fall wegen billiger, weil dann wird der RAM billiger und das Motherboard billiger.
Ja. Ich habe mir überlegt, einfach nur eine Grafikkarte, eine 280 zu kaufen.
Aber wenn dann ein Dreier.
Ja, die Dreier brauche ich ein neues Motherboard, das ist mein Problem.
Aber die Zweier war keine so gute.
Okay.
Kein so gutes Jahr für Nvidia. Die 1000er und die 3000er sind gut, die 2000er und die 4000er sind eigentlich nicht so gut. Unverschämt teuer.
CPU
Alter, was hast du gerade drin? Hast du eine 260er drin?
Nee, ich habe eine 160 drin.
Hätte ich die 180er genommen, hätte wahrscheinlich gar nichts machen müssen.
Ja. Ich habe mal Bock auf Offline-Spiele.
Lav. Sure, I also know. You were not matching my energy.
Oh, dafür halt
Opening
3000
square bracket
Euro
dot dot dot
ausgeben.
closing
Puh,
square
für LOL
bracket.
langt
I was
meine
rude,
jetzige
but no, I do not think that you're good
Was
faith.
willst du spielen?
I think that you're doing what you're doing. I don't know your...
Was willst du spielen?
The Last of Us kommt jetzt demnächst raus. Und
Ja, das
dann
ist
wollte
doch
ich
schon
noch-
raus, oder ne?
Ja, für PlayStation ja und von Rechner kommt es jetzt erst raus.
Oh.
Und dann wollte ich noch Cyberpunk irgendwann mal spielen.
Cyberpunk.
Your intentions right now.
Hast du
I
schon
don't know your
gespielt, oder?
intentions right now.
Nee, nee.
I know that you're making content from this, and I know that you have continued to make content off of me, and I know that you earlier said that I was a lolco and you were just going to keep milking me for views and whatever the fuck that
Hannes,
you
du
could.
musst das Spiel auch
Opening
starten,
square
sonst
bracket
geht's
dot
nicht
dot
los.
closing
Kleiner
square
Tipp.
bracket. Zonia, that's fair. I mean, I don't really have an issue,
dann bin
so I'm not
ich.
sure why Shaylin is bringing me up in this, but whatever. Shaylin, the issue is that you guys are in a 4 and 5v1 call, trying to tell Lav that she has fucked up somehow by bringing up her concerns about how she was treated, and suggesting things like, oh, maybe you should just get off the internet. Oh, maybe you should just take everything back. Oh, maybe you should just dissociate yourself from Max because he probably has bad intentions, so blah, blah, blah. But like, the only thing Lav has done is talk about her experience. And she did talk about her experience to Destiny himself very publicly, and has been pretty consistent that it has been hurting her.
Das
And yet
möchte
here
ich
you all are
nicht
fucking
spielen.
trying to shit on her, even though you're trying to bring up the article, which hasn't come out. It's total bullshit. You guys are all fucking insane. Stardust, I don't think that the majority of us have been in here telling her how she's fucked up, right?
Nö.
If anything, I've been
Gar
trying to say, hey,
keiner.
here's where the breakdown of this relationship happened. This is why Steven feels the way that he does, etc., etc. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. I don't think it's very fair for you to be claiming that all of us are shitting on Lav when, you know, I have expressed empathy towards her earlier in this call. We have bonded over certain things earlier in this call. Shaylin, yeah, just because Lav. Stardust, you can shut the fuck up, bitch. Holy shit, you are such a fucking loud, obnoxious bitch. Holy shit, we were civil before you came to the call screaming your lungs out, you dumb fucking cunt. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. Shaylin, you are so threatened by the fact that people are coming forward and saying they're uncomfortable with a situation that you benefit from, that you're willing to gaslight them for hours.
Kann ich jetzt
Stardust,
reporten,
I'm not
als
gaslighting
genau
anybody.
sehe, wie du
I'm not
offline
gaslighting
bist.
anybody. I
Ja, das kann ich auch nicht. Fiora spiele ich tatsächlich nicht.
Aber eigentlich ein starker Hell, ne?
Ja, aber ich glaube auch nicht dem Aram. Ja, maybe. Keine Ahnung, wahrscheinlich ist es ein Todesbuff.
Ich glaube auch.
been empathetic towards Lav the entire fucking call. Zonia, Shaylin, you're an obsessed fucking pathetic piece of shit who makes ridiculous retarded artwork. Go make some more artwork about all of us. Have fun just jerking yourself off with the idea of us being
mein
part of a cult.
Bildschirm, mein anderes
Opening square
gerade
bracket
gelb
dot dot
vor.
dot closing square bracket.
Ist
Shaylin,
nicht
you're welcome to
gut.
kick me. But if you want to actually address the concerns, telling me that you're doing something is not the same as doing it. What I have heard is that Lav brought up a potential abuse claim and you guys said that she has to feel a certain way about potential. Stardust, nobody said she has to feel any sort of way. What are you talking about? Shaylin, you said that she needs to be very clear before
Unable to
bringing anything
join
up.
party.
And I don't think that's true. Literally every person who's been in an abusive situation has mixed feelings about it. The fact that you are all on here trying to tell her that she should have thought about it more, or that she's like you're just gaslighting her. She has feelings about what happened and she's
Soll ich
expressed it over and
einladen?
over. Zonia, so who gaslit her about what?
Oh, ich
Jet
bin beim
Tat,
Falsche
Shaylin,
drin.
Can I respond real quick? Just for me, I gain nothing
Wie
from Destiny.
fischen du
I
jetzt
don't
mit
stream,
Senor
never been on the
Santo?
stream. Don't care
Ja.
to grow a stream. I only came on here because I've had conversations with Lav. I've not shit on her one time. I have only given her good
Ging ja
faith
schnell
advice.
bei dir.
And the only thing I've ever said as far as her experience and how she should handle it is that she should absolve Stephen of things, after asking her if she thinks he did his best. And she responded initially that he might have. And I said, if that is the case, she should make public whatever she thinks is true about the situation so that she can detach and so that she can again, like I said, ride off into the sunset and be her own person. Because yes, I did tell her she should detach from the Max thing, because I think you'd agree it is not Lav's article. It's Max's article. She shouldn't have to be attached to it if she's given her statement just like anybody else. Max has that statement. Lav, I've already publicly said that. Shaylin, the only reason why you think she's attached to it is because you all are excessively berating her for talking to Max. Stardust, who is berating who in this call except for you? Lav, to be fair, you guys have literally been telling me that I've been doing something wrong and how to remedy that for hours now. Stardust,
hat er die
I've not told you that you've
Zeit,
done anything wrong. Wait a minute, I've empathized with you. I said being a woman in this space is fucking rough. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. We both talked about how certain parts of this experience is clearly misogyny, and if I have some criticisms on top of that, that doesn't mean that I'm berating you for hours, right? That means that I've empathized with you on specific, very specific points, and I maybe have offered a couple of places of contention here or there, right? Shaylin, understand that you have this Stardust. Eat my dick, Shaylin, I don't fucking give a shit what you have to say. Dumb fucking cunt. Shaylin, if Lav is gonna speak out because she's fucking uncomfortable, then you coming at her for bringing it up is fucking bullshit. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Zonia, Shaylin, you're shadowboxing here. You're talking about shit that hasn't been happening. We've been trying to be cordial, this time. We're just talking to you. Shaylin, I don't care if you're pretending to be cordial. Zonia, alright, so you don't want to cooperate,
Was
you
sagst
just
du
want
zu
to
den
talk over people and shadowbox with people that
AMD-Grafikkarten,
aren't
von
here.
denen bist du kein
I don't give a
Fan?
fuck what your delusional mind
Doch,
comes up
ich
with in
wollte
terms of
eine.
what's happening here.
Aber
Die haben deutlich bessere Preis-Leistungsverhältnis. Kannst du machen, nur nicht die von AMD selber, die hatte Probleme mit dem Heatsink
okay.
im Kühler.
Ja,
Aber da gibt es die Drittanbieter-Kühler, also einfach die Firma, sowas wie MSI kaufen, dann geht's.
Mhm.
Ich wollte dieses Mal eigentlich ein kompletter AMD-PC. Aber dann sind die Grafikkarte, die sind halt doch ein bisschen schlechter. Und da waren dann Scalper unterwegs und haben alle Grafikkarte weggekauft. Und dann waren die genauso teuer wie Nvidia und da habe ich gedacht, kannst du auch Nvidia nehmen.
Bei AP Plus. Hier AP Plus. $18 AP Plus.
Bist du der Weiger?
Ja. Hilfe! Nein!
Das war ganz schön ein Waste, sag ich mal. Ne?
Ja.
Auf ein Lebensziel. Auto-Attack hätte
Hör
gereicht.
auf.
Hatte es am Leben.
Oh no. Oh, da hinten ist ein Heal. Bibidi. Oh. Was? Das ist so tanky. Johannes, wie ist denn Getränk?
Echt jetzt? Nee.
Halbe. Tank.
Der ist nur leider ein Tank. No, Red, no.
Och, dank sei Blume. Okay.
Red Man dies.
Der hilft nie. Hannes, die spielen alle ein bisschen Tank, kann es sein? Bis auf der Twitch.
Ja, jeder kriegt halt Tanking und so.
Ah, echt? Dachte für Damage. Hannes, du bist ein Tank.
An der Stelle muss ich widersprechen. Oh Gott. Fühlt sich das an, Thomas?
Ich krieg den nicht gewone-shottet, Johannes.
Das ist richtig.
Renn, Johannes, renn.
Weißt du, was ich von der Ilaoi halten soll?
Was? Der brennt ganz schön, Johannes. Die Scheiße an, wenn man gegen den Shen verliert. Nach ist mit 1000 Stacks. Uiuiui.
Ja, den solltest du One-Shot, ja. Ich habe einfach 5000 Healing reduced. Das nur mit dem neuen Item. Das sind so weirde Fights.
Hammer! Kill, Spirit, One-Shot.
Wenn sie den mitnimmt, ist es fein. Macht denn die? Ult doch bitte!
Ja, das.
Och.
Wir können ausmachen, oder?
Ja.
Die Minions laufen zu langsam. Aber die haben so viele Tanks.
Ihr müsst mit dem selber klarkommen, wenn ihr so den Twitch töte. Ja, gut.
Bin gleich wieder da.
Nein, warum killt die nicht den Twitch?
Oh die Lauing macht hinten Ulti. Nein. Gefällt gerade. Okay, easy Noobs. Report-Chen.
Nicht dafür. Nicht dafür.
Okay, easy Noobs. Oh. So schön gespielt, Johannes.
Nein, ich wollte doch sehen. Ich wollte doch sehen. Okay. Ich habe mehr als der Twitch.
Ja gut, du bist eine Zaira.
Und das ist ein Late-Game Twitch gegen 2 Tanks.
Die Tanks waren scheiße, die wollten immer ohne uns fighten.
Die eine schon, ja, das ist richtig. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie man das sagt, keine Ahnung.
I don't give a fuck what your delusional mind comes up with in terms of what's happening here, but it ain't actually happening here. So stop spurging out on this fucking call.
Oh,
Alright,
ich hab
either
abgelegt.
act normal or get the fuck off, one or the other. Shaylin, yeah, I understand that when someone brings up a concern about your behavior or someone that you want to defend, i.e. Destiny's behavior. Zonia, okay, you're shadowboxing again. Stardust, you still have not named who came at her, and you can shut the fuck up. Why don't you go be quiet with the sex doll? How about that? Go sit down next to the sex doll, Shaylin. Go sit down next to the sex doll. Zonia, the sex doll has better chances than her, unfortunately. They are referring to the MR Girl Real Doll Review, a provocative documentary I made about a sex doll sent to me by Real Doll and its impact on my relationship with Shaylin. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Stardust, I've never said that you have to do anything in particular with Max or with Destiny. All I've done is offer the ways that, you know, people feel betrayed in this. Shaylin, have you been defending Lav's position as much as you're defending Destiny's? I know everyone wants to talk about how Destiny might be feeling in this situation, but have all of you been giving the same amount of time and energy to think about? Stardust, I have offered my sympathies. Destiny had been added to the call without Shaylin's knowledge. Destiny, wait. Why would you assume that Lav's position deserves as much defense as mine when Lav has consistently lied Shaylin? Oh, no, I'm not gonna talk to you. Destiny, are you gonna get in trouble? Shaylin, no, I just think you're an abusive piece of shit and I'm not interested in talking to you at all. Destiny, oh, okay, coming from a person that lives with her employer. Okay, dude, Shaylin. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue this conversation if Destiny's in here. Destiny, bye. Good night, Zonia. Oh, you're gonna run away? Really? You're gonna run away? Destiny, tell Max I say hi. I'm glad that he sent you in here to do damage control. Shaylin, yeah, you're all fucking psycho and abusive. Zonia, oh my gosh, the person who made that fucking piece of artwork, wonderful. Stardust, go hang out with the sex doll, Shaylin. Zonia, I'm sure that your words ring so fucking true. Those are some powerful words from the person who obsessed over all the orbiters and drew this ridiculous piece of art about them. Shaylin released this drawing on December 19, 2022. Destiny, you guys remember when Max said that he was gonna keep Shaylin away from all the internet stuff until he needed to wheel her out to defend her for this shitty article? Wasn't that a funny fucking meme? Destiny is referring to how he once tried to interview Shaylin about our relationship on stream after suggesting, without evidence, that I do not allow her to have a phone. I told him I would ask her to say no, partly because I wanted to protect her. In November 2022 she did a wide-ranging interview with Chud Logic in which she called Destiny abusive and a douchebag. Shaylin, Lav, they are now in a 5v1 call with you. If I leave Zonia, how are you still on the call, you psychotic piece of shit? Destiny, because she has to pull Lav out, because MR Girl is telling her that she needs to make Lav leave. Inaudible, Stardust, when Lav was talking about her experiences in this space, I was still very sympathetic towards her. I still empathized with her, even if I disagreed with some of the things that her and our interactions that we've had previously. So this entire thing that Shaylin came in with is the worst faith, lunatic, the most lunatic shit I've ever heard, and I don't blame Max, I really don't, that he wants a silent sex doll. Okay, I really don't blame him because I would want. Lav, this violent misogyny, what the fuck is wrong with you, Star? Shaylin, I'm gonna go to bed now. You're all insane. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. I love you, Lav, and we'll talk later. Lav, I love you, too. Alright, talk later. Zonia, get fucked. Lav, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Zonia, what the fuck is wrong with her? How can you agree with that craziness? Lav, the way that Star and Zonia, the just vitriolic misogynistic abuse was so fucking disgusting I genuinely can't even believe it. The way that you guys think that language is permissible to speak to another human is fucking insane. Destiny, you do realize that Shaylin literally drew them as dogs of mine, right? Do you think that's a little bit misogynistic or vitriolic? Destiny, how about you send all of your logs with him to me then, if you're on a neutral side here? You said all of our logs to him, which by the way included a ton of personal information that I see you don't give a fuck about. Lav, I have literally nothing to hide, I'll send them to you. After the call, Destiny tweeted out a screenshot of his DMs with Lav. Lav, if you promise not to abuse me with these or paint me poorly or direct hate, I will send you the logs, but I'm scared. Destiny, yeah, I promise, but I'm not holding my breath. 6 hours later, Destiny wrote, lol, but Lav had blocked him. Link, archive. Destiny and Jeb Tan argued that my investigation was being conducted unethically and for unethical reasons, while Lav insisted she was not part of it and could not answer for my actions. In one of his arguments, he said, you're taking right now to try to explain actions in the past, which, unless you're a fucking time traveler, if that's a power that Jewish people have. I was not aware of that, I'm sorry, but I don't think you could do that. Destiny accused Lav of helping me manipulate Anna into releasing a screenshot of their sexting. Lav told Destiny that she's felt conflicted about even being part of my report in the first place, and that she's done her best to be charitable to him. Lav, you have repeatedly called me mentally ill, Destiny. You are. Lav, oh, you just had no fucking clue, until afterwards, until after I came out. That's so convenient. You had no fucking clue that I was mentally ill too. Destiny, I didn't know you were this mentally ill. No, I didn't. What had you ever done that had shown this level of mental illness?
Apex
Lav,
gespielt.
that's
Mit
extremely
ein, zwei
convenient.
LOL-Folgen.
That is completely convenient that you would just not know until after the fact, until it's convenient for
Auch
you to use
schon
that against me.
eine Weile her.
That, I was completely healthy while you were trying to fuck me. I was completely good.
Tommy
Jeb
begrüßt
Tan,
mich nicht mal
Lav,
mehr, das war
let's
auch,
focus.
weißt du, das ist halt
One sec.
typisch, ne?
Redirect Lav, what do you want? You keep saying you don't want to be fucking associated with this. You want out. Lav, what I want, dude, I want Steven to stop fucking Jeb Tan. I got it. Lav, just please let me get. Destiny, if you want me to stop doing it, then stop talking about me. That's so easy. Don't do a 5-hour stream
Junge,
and
hast
throw
du
me under the
eigentlich
bus for 3
Shisha
hours.
noch? Ja, ne?
Lav, yeah, just stop talking about how I feel if I don't want abuse. Yeah, that makes sense.
Verkaufst du die, Tommy?
Just stop talking about how I feel if
Jetzt
I
wieder
don't
eine.
want insane retaliation from you. Lav, Steven,
Soll ich
this
kein
week is the
Shisha
first time I've
rauchen?
publicly talked about you for
Ja,
fucking
ich hab
months.
so Lust
What the
in
fuck are you
letzter
talking
Zeit
about?
wieder.
Destiny, Lav,
Ich hab
would you
eine
bet your husband's life? How much money would you bet on that? That you haven't publicly talked about me in
Weil
some
sie
areas where at
weil-
least 5 people can hear.
Weil clean
In the
findet.
past month, how much money would you put on that, Lav? Lav, in a way that would get back to you, Steven. I have not publicly gone on stream or tweeted about
War,
any of
wo
that fucking
dieses
shit.
Typo
What I do in my own
Besser war,
Discord,
sind wir dann am
Destiny,
Abend in der
clearly it's getting
Shisha
back to
Bar
me,
und
and
seitdem
if it's
ich
getting
hier
back to
so
me, who the
Lust.
fuck knows who else it's getting
Ja,
back
das
to?
ist das Problem.
That's kind of the
Ach
whole
so.
fucking point. Lav. Destiny, talk to
Brauchst
your
du
fucking
ziehen,
therapist or
dann
talk to your
brauchst du
friends
ziehen.
offline. You don't need to be in a public Rumble stream with Max typing
Den
at his new
ganzen Abend
article
dann
talking about your
dran
feelings. It's like the most inappropriate place to do it. Lav. But you can say that I had mid-pussy and you can call me a fucking narcissistic abuser like my mother. Steven, you're a fucking joke. You're a hypocritical fucking joke. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Destiny,
Das war
pretty sure you were like,
Michael.
oh, he was so sad that I fucking left. Is your
Ich hab
fucking
eben die
divulging
Blitzer
information about my
gefragt wegen
fucking dick
diesem
and my fucking
Paschen.
hookup to fucking big tech
Vielleicht
and
ist es gar nicht so schlimm.
And now you want to high road me because I included a little quip about
Braucht jetzt einen
mid-pussy.
anderen
Lav.
Kopf, aber dann
That's the
sagt er,
road
es
you
ist
want to go
eigentlich
down.
okay.
I still haven't leaked the full details of our hookup, by the way, if you want me to.
Ja, ja.
Lav, why would it feels like you're threatening me, Destiny? Why would? Cause you leaked everything that makes
Oh,
me
der
look
ist
good.
nicht schlecht geschmeckt.
Destiny and
Das war
Lav
echt
argued
in
about the
Ordnung.
accuracy of her DMs to Big Tech about their sexual encounter. Destiny, you said I was sad. You said you didn't touch me. Lav, you seemed upset that I did not fucking return the favor, Steven. Destiny, I didn't seem upset. I didn't feel upset. You know what I was. I was tired. Like I was all fucking night. Like I was when I was almost asleep in your fucking car. When you had us go and so if you get a Red Bull. I almost fell asleep before we even did anything. Destiny then relitigated the timeline of events. Now acknowledging the gap between their last sexual DMs and Lav getting dogpiled was only a few weeks. He claimed that because Lav and her fiancé closed the door on their open relationship in November, Lav couldn't have felt pressured to be sexual with him. Lav interjected that her relationship with her fiancé became anonymous at the end of November, which would have been after all of the dogpiling. Destiny said that Lav claimed he only steelmanned her position in a debate because she sent him a nude. Lav replied that she'd never said that. Destiny, do you understand how much of my community made fun of me for calling you intelligent and for defending your positions when you weren't there? How could they have simultaneously been doing that if I was just trashing you the whole time? Zonia, he's got a point. I remember that very well. Destiny, God, the DARVO. The DARVO in real time. Lav, Steven, what the fuck are you saying? I'm Darvoing you. Destiny, you just Darvoed me. It was a good DARVO. Lav, can you be normal? Can you be fucking normal? Destiny, Lav,
Hello.
nothing about this situation is normal.
Oh, nee.
Lav, you're accusing me of abusing you right now. You're saying that I'm using DARVO. Destiny, you are abusing
Nee.
me. Of course you're abusing me. You leveraged a fucking sexual relationship to hop on my stream,
Hello.
leaked details about it to make me look bad, and then tried to turn it around later on to pretend like I was abusing you. What do you mean? Of course. Lav, you or I actually, like I genuinely thought that I'd made everything up and this conversation puts me right back in it. Destiny, you just did a shit talk session on me for 3 hours 4 days ago. What do you mean you thought everything was made up? Lav, today I woke up and I was like, fuck, I like really. Destiny, wanted to DARVO Steven today. Lav, I was like, no, I've really made a mountain out of a molehill and you are literally actively accusing me of abuse in real time. You are putting words in my mouth. You have called me names today. You've been extremely misogynistic to me, publicly, live for your thousands of live viewers to hear. Destiny, tens of thousands, sometimes. Lav, and you think that I am the person doing something wrong by saying I'm uncomfortable with the way that you treated me. This is a fucking joke, Steven. Get it together. Lav left the call. Destiny, wait, you're uncomfortable now? Oh, yes. Did she leave? I thought she said earlier that she wasn't uncomfortable, that she didn't have a single problem that she could point out with anything that happened. I thought I remembered her saying that. Zonia, so, I think you got her on the back foot there. It kind of seemed like she realized that her story didn't really. Destiny, Max is spamming her probably, and Shaylin is probably spamming her with DMs at the same time, too. Jeb Tan, Shaylin's probably spammed her since she left, to be honest, but I mean the terms haven't changed. Obviously both of you said fucking shitty shit to each other, but the terms have been the same the whole time, which is... Destiny, no, hold on. I'm only saying stuff out of retaliation to her. I don't really pick fights like this with people, cause I don't drag personal relationships that I have through the mud. I don't know if I've ever done this ever, unprovoked in my entire streaming career. Maybe I have once or twice in like 2013, cause I was an asshole, probably. Jeb Tan, no, I mean I agree. Destiny, I just want to be clear because there's a lot of people being like, oh, you both have done shit, or whatever. Bullshit, inaudible, she said crazy shit about me. I usually leave it alone until they start talking about me. Jeb Tan, yeah, Destiny, and she posts on the subreddit incessantly about me. She talks to MR Girl incessantly about me, and she's talking in so many I don't know if you guys know. I know there are some people in my chat that know, and I know I've got other strangers who reach out to me. Bro, one of the reasons why I knew she was leaking personal details about me is because a total fucking stranger emailed me one day. And he sent me like 15 pages of DMs where she's just spilling her fucking guts to this random fucking dude who's like, I don't know who I am. I'm nobody special, but Lav was like talking to me about all this shit. She started giving him all this personal info about me, like what the fuck? Jeb Tan, the thing is, I know you said it only in retaliation, but you've been through the couples counseling bullshit and like interpersonal relationship stuff, and it's always gonna be like, she's always just gonna hear the fucking mid, Jewish pussy, shit and yeah, she said dumb shit to you, she said not dumb shit, dangerous shit. Accused you of being Weinstein, all this shit, and it was shitty and she did it first. And that fucking sucks, but I mean, for her, that's never going to be, it's always gonna be the case that you did shitty shit, too, and you need to take accountability. And I can see why you wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to. But I mean, yeah, she just has to stop talking about you so you can stop talking about her, or vice versa. It's the only way. Destiny, yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, if she stopped talking to me, I'd stop talking about her. I have no reason to, yeah. Jeb Tan, and I'm sure she knows, and I'll follow up. Because, I mean, that's what we've been saying this whole time. But then Shaylin came in and just trying to reel her back because full detachment isn't running her toward Max, and so Shaylin tried to come in and sort of pull the lifeline again. And I think it worked honestly. Destiny, yeah, because anytime Lav is like, using her brain even a little bit, fucking Shaylin has to dig her fucking claws back in with Max as the puppet master behind her like sending her out to reel her back in. Because Max knows it would look horrible if he stepped in the call. That's why he's wheeled out Shaylin as his fucking defense crew, despite saying that he would never bring her out publicly. That he wanted to explicitly keep her away from online content until he wheeled her out with a Chud Logic interview to defend every single point he's ever made verbatim. Jeb Tan, seems like every step of the way she's getting pulled in by one person, and I get it, but... Stardust, you know, I really think that quite a few of us were really trying to be genuine and trying to engage in good faith with her, and it's just unfortunate to see things end up this way, so... Jeb Tan, I don't give a fuck about it. But I really just want her fucking out of this shit cause the whole situation could be diffused and Max's dumb shit article can fucking get released into the nothingness void because it's bullshit. But it's just like her being caught in between triggers half the drama. Zonia, I've been trying to be charitable with her tonight after our blow up and everything, but the thing is, she will get involved in this stuff. She likes talking about things. She likes talking about people. And she likes doing it on streams and doing it in public communities or with other people who will also go onto streams and talk about this stuff and among gossip networks and stuff. So there's not really a way for this, I don't foresee a way for this to stop. Destiny, the issue is that right now, you've got unconditional insane validation and affirmation coming from MR Girl and Shaylin, because they need to, because Lav's anchor is tied to their boat. And there's no way they can separate from that. And then on Lav's perspective, every other person in the community is constantly shitting on her and hating her. So I understand her position, she's in a tough spot. Why the fuck would she abandon two people that are showing her a lot of kindness, caring and compassion and empathy and listening to everything she has to say? And then trade them in for a community of people that seem to be like ravenous sharks that fucking hate her. She's in a really rough spot. I would drop anything. Like I said, I'm not joking when I say it's fun talking to her because she is fucking smart, and she does gaslight the fuck out of people. That's really entertaining to me. I enjoy the conversation. I wouldn't talk shit about her publicly. I don't even care if she talks about me privately. She's like, I fucking hate Destiny. I hate his fucking political positions and his stupid fucking blue hair. And he's whatever the fuck, that's fine. But just, when you're out here saying shit like, oh yeah, privately, he talks about how he likes to abuse his fucking ex. And he's so fucking abusive and Harvey Weinstein, then it's like a different thing. If somebody wants to talk shit about me, that's fine, but when the crazy abuse shit starts, it's insane. But yeah, I don't know what her move is. She can never get away from Max and Shaylin because every fucking community online is completely and totally dead set against her. March 12, 2023, on a stream, Parallax, Tomfoolery Show. And Zonia were talking to Lav about whether she'd misrepresented Destiny's sexting relationship with Madame Genevieve by publicly outing it as a sexual relationship, although she also clarified that they'd only sexted. Lav, if you were in a sexual relationship, and you sexted with someone without your spouse's knowledge, or without your whatever's knowledge, why would they be upset? Destiny had joined the call without Lav's knowledge. Destiny, because it's cheating though, not because it's a sexual relationship. Lav, yes, and what's cheating about it? The fact that it's a sexual relationship, correct. Destiny, if you were to tell somebody that you had a sexual relationship with somebody that you were long distance dating for a year, Lav, I'm not going to speak to you. Destiny, laughing, okay, I'm just saying nobody would consider that a sexual relationship. Zonia, oh, come on, why don't we try to let's keep it all civil? Parallax, it's not a sexual relationship, that's the whole point. And also it was not your information to share. Destiny, I don't think on the regards to hypocrisy thing, I don't think it has to do with any allegations or anything like that. I think the reason why people search for hypocrisy is because people are trying to figure out if a complaint that somebody is making feels authentic. So for instance, like if my mom were really mad. Lav, Steven, I don't want to talk to you. Destiny, you don't have to talk to me. I'm talking to the rest of the panel then. Fuck you. Lav, okay bye. She left. Destiny, yeah, fucking got her. Okay, I really just wanted to bully her off of this. That's why I'm in here. March 16, 2023, among others, Lav, Kelly Jean, and Erudite appeared on a panel about sexual assault hosted by Wick TV titled Setting Boundaries. Destiny joined 30 minutes later, and Lav left almost immediately. Destiny laughed. Destiny's audience celebrated in the chat. Destiny keep bullying her. Go back to Daddy Max bitch. She's scared. The bitch is gone. Make sure to join every panel with her and bully her out of these spaces. Me, and Destiny's platforming of Nick Fuentes. My 6th grade teacher had us do a family tree assignment as homework. Other than my family calling me the brown boy growing up, this was the first time I'd ever thought about my ethnicity. I took down my father's oral history of his side of the family. He told me, in Vilna, Poland, your great-great-grandfather wrote one of the first Hebrew encyclopedias. I jotted it down, thinking it sounded like a noteworthy accomplishment. When he was in his 70s, the Nazis tied him to the back of a truck and dragged him through the streets until he was dead. Then a few people escaped on a boat and, in my father's words, everyone else died. When my great-grandfather immigrated to the US, he kissed the ground at Ellis Island and changed his name to Abraham Lincoln Liberty. My grandmother's family, thinking that was a bit weird, adopted the more Jewish-sounding Libet. My brother's middle name is Liberty. There is a brand of Holocaust remembrance that says the Nazis were a singular evil. Anti-Semitism is a vile sickness that must be contained and extinguished. Israel is the motherland of all Jews and has an inalienable right to exist. I was taught the other brand. The Nazis were normal, everyday people. Banning anti-Semitism only increases the conspiratorial thinking of people who hate Jews. And Israel is an ethno-state where Jews have more rights than non-Jews. Jews taught the first brand of Holocaust remembrance. Proud Jews picture themselves being chased, hiding in attics and cellars, and being herded into gas chambers. Growing up, I pictured myself hunting Jews.
The late
watching them fall into a mass grave, burning their bodies, crying gold from extracted teeth. To call a Nazi evil is Holocaust denial. To dehumanize Nazis is Nazism itself. And doing so gives people the ludicrous, impossible idea that somehow we know when we are wrong. The Nazis did not know they were Nazis. Never forget, to me, always meant, never forget to look in the mirror. In January 2022, when I did my first live stream on Twitch, I averaged around 500 concurrent viewers, and over the months this number gradually increased. I was used to being the weirdo who was being platformed by someone else, and I suddenly found myself wielding a decently sized spotlight of my own. Lauren Southern asked me to play Call of Duty, and I readily agreed. I knew she was controversial, but so was I. My controversial 2020 review of the movie, Cuties, had made thousands of people think I was a pedophile. People called her a Nazi, they called me a pedophile. Fuck political polarization, let's play some video games. Then I learned that, in 2017, she'd protested on a raft in an attempt to block a rescue ship from leaving port in Sicily and filling up with illegal immigrants. Suddenly this Call of Duty thing didn't seem like a good idea.
Oh, come on.
Conservative. I suggested we cross-examine each other about our controversies instead, which we did. In May, Brittany from Politically Provoked, a right-leaning and Nazi-friendly group of content creators Destiny helped get off the ground, approached me about doing a 2v2 debate. Me and Destiny versus Nick Fuentes and Baked Alaska. The topic would be the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Before the insurrection, at the nearby Freedom Plaza, Fuentes told his followers, our founding fathers would get in the streets, and they would take this country back by force if necessary. And that is what we must be prepared to do. Baked Alaska live-streamed himself inside the Capitol and was sentenced to 2 months in prison in January 2023. By this point, though I loved Destiny on a personal level, I'd come to the conclusion that he was incapable of taking anything seriously except himself, the only topic about which he has zero sense of humor. The three of them would have enjoyed some jovial sparring while I indignantly poured my heart out about my love of America. I turned down the debate. I was replaced by an 18-year-old progressive Swedish streamer named Rose Wrist. Don't let his age fool you, he's the best debater I've ever encountered, weakened only by his admiration for Destiny, which I suspect he will grow out of if he hasn't already. The debate was streamed on May 22nd and uploaded by Destiny with the title, Destiny and Rose Wrist Trigger Fuentes and Baked Alaska in January 6th debate. It went as I expected it would, with Destiny and Fuentes snickering throughout and trading playful jabs. I became concerned that, despite his oft-repeated goal of pulling audiences to the left, Destiny was sanitizing Fuentes by treating him like he's just another wacky streamer rather than a racist and fascist politician with a sizable following. The gravity of January 6th was not at all apparent in the debate. Listening to the typical debate bro sparring, you'd have no indication that, just 4 months earlier, Fuentes had been subpoenaed by the House Committee investigating the insurrection. nytimes.com/2022/01/19/slash/jan-6-committee-subpoena-white-nationalist.html. Nor would you have an inkling that in November 2022, 6 months after the debate, Fuentes would be having dinner with Kanye West and Donald Trump. http://URL. Rose Wrist, when Nick said, I say that we should not leave this Capitol until Donald Trump is inaugurated president, what did he mean by this? Destiny laughed. Destiny, he meant in 2024. Rose Wrist laughed. Fuentes, when I said we're not leaving until Trump is inaugurated president, we're saying that we're protesting outside the Capitol until Mike Pence does the right thing and doesn't count the votes. Destiny, wait, so the goal was then to affect the outcome. Fuentes, when we were there on the protest, yeah, because Trump said, you're going to go out to the Capitol and make your voices heard. Destiny, wait, hold on, did I just have a fucking stroke? I thought you just said that wasn't the goal. I thought you were. Fuentes, the goal was not to breach the Capitol and suspend the vote from occurring. You're talking about two different things. What Trump said was go to the lawn and make your voices heard, which is what we did. Later in the debate, while Fuentes and Baked Alaska argued passionately that there had been election fraud in 2020, Destiny turned to the side and began playing his piano. He occasionally does this to signify that his opponent is not making a good point. Around the same time, starting in April, Fuentes had begun occasionally streaming with Stardust, a fellow Destiny orbiter. In DMs to me, Stardust said she was worried about being outwitted by Fuentes. I told her it would probably be safer to just interview him rather than try to fight him, but she wound up doing neither, opting instead for friendly chats with him and other far-right figures. Since Fuentes is banned from all major platforms, a YouTube streamer who is willing to regularly feature him is an invaluable resource to him. Though I'd asked to interview him several months earlier, he didn't respond at the time. I decided the best policy going forward would be zero contact. I still wasn't sure how to handle my colleagues rubbing shoulders with him, so I ignored it. Destiny did the following streams with Fuentes during the summer of 2022, June 14, talk with Fuentes about vaccines, Jews, and excerpt. Destiny, while playing a video game, let's say that you could wipe away all of the, the Jewish interests. This is a really hard question, obviously. What percentage do you think of problems for you that would fix? Or in terms of building your dream America or your dream society. How much does that go towards making your world what you want it to be? Fuentes, that's a good question, I don't know exactly. Destiny, and I'm not talking about a genocide, I'm just saying you snap your fingers and it disappears or whatever, right? Yeah, I'm not trying to Holocaust or whatever. Fuentes, laughing, yeah, well, I see what you're saying. What percentage of the problems can be attributed to influence of power? Hypothetically, if we're conceding there is that for the sake of the argument. Probably 30 to 40%. Maybe 50. Destiny, so still a sizable amount. That's a pretty big amount. Do you feel like your community and you are 95% in line with what you believe in regards to this stuff? Fuentes, yeah, I think for the most part there's agreement. Destiny, okay, July 18th, talk with Nick Fuentes about Lauren Southern and her manifesto.
Oops.
August 1st, War on Women panel with Fuentes, Taftage, Stardust. August 5th, Sneeko connects with Nick Fuentes. Destiny had begun collaborating with Sneeko a few weeks prior. August 11th, talk with Nick and Lauren about their beef. August 17th, race debate with SNEAKO, ABBA, JIDION, Young Don and Nick. In this stream, Sneeko had brought Fuentes onto a panel with 3 popular black creators, introducing him as his friend. Fuentes, a skilled rhetorician, began to proselytize about race with little pushback, and in some cases bemused laughter from the black streamers. Destiny joined the panel and pushed back. But some members of his community, myself included, felt that Destiny was partly responsible for Sneeko exposing Fuentes to hundreds of thousands of viewers who had likely never heard of him before. Chud Logic, also an orbiter and my friend at the time, DM'd me about it. Chud Logic, did you watch the crazy panel last night? Man, it is kinda worrying how people fall so hard for Nick Fuentes. Me, I saw 30 seconds of it and didn't watch. This was a major turning point for Nick, and exposed him to hundreds of thousands if not millions of new people. And exposed him in the most sanitized possible light. Chud Logic, man, I kinda feel that Destiny has this habit of giving some cover to the worst people.
No!
To debate them at the last minute. And it happened, sick, with Lauren Southern, happened here too. But it's difficult to provide this feedback in a way that people don't lose their shit over. Me, Destiny has helped Fuentes and Southern immensely. Even if he destroys them in a debate, the fact that he's debating them at all, and being friendly with them 90% of the time, lends them a ton of credibility. He's repeatedly said he wants to talk to whomever he wants and doesn't see this as a responsibility though.
Jetzt geht rein!
Destiny's audience seems to like that he doesn't take on that responsibility. Or put it on others. Chud Logic, people keep sending it to me to watch. KEK top memes, Nick Fuentes is a fucking racist man. Is it really memes? Me. Yeah, it's all a joke. Even though we know people get completely and absolutely radicalized by the political content they watch. Chud Logic, when did it become funny to just be racist? Age of the Giga Chad strikes again. Giga Chad is a chat emote similar to an emoji derived from a digitally altered photo of Russian model Krista Submalis. Chad comes from incel ideology, which divides men into tiers of desirability and genetic superiority, Chad's being in the top tier. The emote is used semi-ironically, particularly when someone is willing to make themselves look bad. If a debate opponent says, okay, so if you believe the government should make decisions about women's reproductive systems, then you must also be okay with police officers fucking you in the ass. Right, you say, yes I am. The chat will go wild with Giga Chad emotes. As in the above example, a Giga Chad maneuver allows you to appear to be standing your ground, but really you're dodging a counter-argument by being funny. However, if the audience thinks the counter-argument was stupid in the first place, they will support your decision to mock it rather than engage. Political streamers are mostly cowards, which complicates things, because they will use this move to actually evade a good argument. While pretending that they are only pretending to evade a good argument. It's costly to take a hard stance on anything, so streamers will avoid it if possible, and ironic humor is a lot of cover. And one final wrinkle is TOS YouTube and Twitch will ban you if you're too bigoted, but audiences love to watch streamers teeter on the edge of what's allowed. These dynamics combine to create what Chud Logic has dubbed the age of the Giga Chad, where the central-left streamers in Destiny's sphere use ironic bigotry to gain status and avoid appearing soy. Effeminately sensitive, and thus implicitly endorsing progressive cancel culture. As it stands, the community is ill-equipped to condemn actual bigotry as long as it's funny. And Nick Fuentes is funny. Chud Logic, man it is really fucked up. I think I am feeling a bit burnt out to be honest. Me, burnt out from what? Working, or the depressing reality of online politics? Age of the Giga Chad, yeah. It's the SJWs being triggered and calling everything racist that made it funny. They give cover to actual racism. No one likes being policed by the other side, but now no one will police their own side. Chud Logic, the reality of it all. I honestly just want to do a week of playing video games. Me, you should do a stream about the age of the Giga Chad. Unless you already have and I missed it. Chud Logic, no not yet. Sure, I will watch this panel I think. Me, I think it'll be meaningful coming from you. It's always awkward calling out Steven but don't play video games for a week just to avoid it lol. I know that's not what you're saying, but that is how it'll come across. Chud Logic, yeah for sure. The problem is I think that Steven came on and debated him. But it is the shit he has done up until now that is the issue. Like how exactly did it get to the stage where Sneeko and Nick Fuentes were talking? People were like, Destiny destroyed Fuentes okay, what about when he was memeing with him and shit? I think Steven realizes this. He posted into DGG about it. He sent a screenshot of 2 messages Destiny had written in his offline chat. I gotta lean in harder against Nick with so many dudes present. Can't let him preach to that many people lol. Chud logic. Maybe I am reading too much into it, but this comes across as him realizing shit's getting real and wanting to rein it in. Nate, these clips are stomach churning. Me. Yes. It almost doesn't matter what he says now. Sneeko wouldn't have even known Fuentes existed. I haven't watched any clips, but I keep seeing screenshots of everyone laughing together except Steven. This is the largest panel audience I have ever seen Steven stream with. Chud logic. Nick says racist thing, ironically, but we know he really believes it. Every black person starts laughing. Oh shit, I didn't even tell you. I am in a group chat of DG shares. Nick Fuentes is in there. Me. Nick is allowing them to believe that he feels about white people the same way they feel about black people, but that is not true. The black people on the panel want equality and maybe some of them want their own spaces. They do not want an ethno-state where whites are enslaved or killed. Me. Yeah. Chud logic. Since I realized I am not going to post in there. I don't want Nick fucking Fuentes knowing my business, what the fuck. People were wishing him happy birthday. Honestly, I think I am actually disturbed by it. Like it has had a profound effect to see it firsthand like that. This guy is bad fucking news. Me. Yeah, I can tell you are freaked out. Chud logic. Yeah, sorry man, haha. Me. Ever since I saw the clip of him saying explicitly that you have to pretend you're joking when you talk about Jews or denying the Holocaust. I've been horrified by his adept use of humor and yeah, the path to power and prominence afforded to him by the age of the GigaChad. Racist jokes are supposed to be funny because you're making fun of racist people. Nick just seems like a sociopath who knows how to work a room and accomplish multiple complex goals at the same time while seeming like he is just screwing around. 2 days later, Chud Logic told me that he'd watched the full race panel and that it wasn't as bad as he'd originally thought based on the clips. On August 22nd, Destiny invited Fuentes over to his house for a friendly in-person chat. Left-leaning content creators criticized Destiny harshly for the stream, but none of Destiny's orbiters gave any serious pushback. I was alarmed. 2 days later, Destiny, Fuentes, and Melina went to a chicken and waffles restaurant on stream. While they were sitting at an outside table, a passerby noticed the camera and joked around with Fuentes, suggesting he swap his mirrored sunglasses for more serious-looking glasses. Fuentes, yeah, are you Jewish by any chance? Destiny, laughing, why would you say man? No, I'm Irish-Italian. Fuentes, okay, oh, based, man, the nose gave it away. Fuentes, yeah, a little bit, man, well, cheers to you. Why, are you another Jew? Fuentes, no, I'm like you, I'm Irish and Italian, man, oh, alright. Fuentes, yeah, these are cool glasses. Alright, the man said a friendly goodbye and left. Destiny, what if he was Jewish? Fuentes, he looked a little. Destiny, were you gonna start a fight? What if he was like, yeah, I am. What about it? Fuentes explained that because of the Jewish population in Miami, he suspected that Jews would be targeting him, a well-known anti-Semite, for harassment. Destiny said, when I think of like, all the possible paths of like the conversation that could adjust, when you do the like. Are you Jewish? I don't see it ever being better than just not saying anything. This lukewarm admonishment might actually be the harshest moral condemnation from Destiny I have ever seen. Chud Logic said to me in DMs, it makes me super uncomfortable that they are hanging out for real, honestly. We planned our Age of the GigaChad stream. Chud asked me to invite Destiny, and I did, warning him that it was likely we'd be talking about his recent streams with Fuentes. On August 26th, we did the stream. I explained Chud Logic's thesis, and then Destiny and I locked horns almost immediately. I'm going to give you a granular play-by-play of how these conversations went down, because it is emblematic of Destiny's evasiveness and how dangerous it can be in certain contexts. I'm also going to include some of his audience's reactions. I want to show you how they've been taught to think like Destiny by consuming dozens of hours of his content every week, often at 1.5x or 2x speed. I'm reminded of something he said to me shortly after I met him. I asked him how he would handle his fans being angry with him because he'd cruelly mocked a woman on Twitter for, in his estimation, having poor sexual boundaries and then sharing her negative experience. He said, the audience can only remember 2 things at a time. So I'll just do 3 more streams and then they'll stop talking about it. I was shocked by his contempt for his audience when he said that, and in these debates, I was shocked by his contempt for me. It would be another 2 months before I would officially cut ties with Destiny, but this stream was the beginning of the end. Destiny, there has been a battle older than all of us on how to draw the lines at satire and irony. Every famous comedian that I know of that's engaged in edgy or racial humor has come to regret some skits and move back on positions they previously held. Louis C.K. has had a lot of reflections like the word faggot. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on where people have engaged in edgy humor and then upon further reflection like, I think I'm gonna walk this back a little bit. I don't know if I'm engaging with this in the best way. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. I'm big on responsibility. I think there is a level of responsibility you have to assume when you engage in these types of humors. And you have to be aware of what your goal is at the end of the day with what you're doing. Because it's very possible to very easily wind up as the unintentional nuclear weapon of an incredibly hateful or evil community without being aware that that's happening, you know. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Me, Steven. I think comparing somebody like Fuentes or Trump like these are the people that come to my mind when we're talking about right-wing jokes that are also the person saying what they actually believe. Kind of. Comparing that to Louis C.K. like he's a comedian, right? Destiny. Oh yeah, hold on, wait, to be clear, just so I'm not
Es ist der falsche, really. Ich hab ihn einfach fast one-shot bekommen.
I'm a comedian that's saying a thing that's kind of offensive that I don't actually. Me. But you're not a comedian, you're a poly Destiny. You can cope like that if you want, but comedy is part of what we do, whether you're me. No, I'm not coping, motherfucker. Destiny. Okay, Jesus. Me. I'm saying that your existence online is not you're not a comedian. People don't say, who's Destiny? They don't say, he's a comedian, right? Destiny. Sure, you're wrong. You're just wrong, right? People that do YouTube me. No, actually I'm right. Destiny, for entertainment, right? That involved elements of comedy, that those aspects of comedy can involve irony. Me, yes. Destiny, satire and irony is not reserved for people that write comedian on their tax forms. Me. I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying you're literally, if somebody asks me who you are, who's your buddy Steven? I don't say, he's a comedian. Destiny. Okay, maybe. Let me all phrase this in a way cause I don't think there's no way you can possibly disagree with me here. So let me. Just call me stupid. Let it flow. Destiny. No, it's not stupid. We're playing semantics games. When you do comedy, how about that? So not comedians, but people that do comedy. Is that okay? Me. It's okay. It's different when Louis C.K. does comedy, because he's doing it for the purpose of making people laugh. Then when Trump does comedy or when you do comedy, you're doing it for the purpose of illustrating a political message. Now, comedians can do that. I'm not saying they're totally separate from each other, but your goal, as an entity, is political commentary. Destiny will go to extreme lengths to avoid conceding even the smallest point that he is obviously not a comedian, and will even use the smallness of the point as an argument for why it shouldn't be. Discussed further. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Me. I feel like you're preempting by calling yourself a comedian that Steven Crowder calls himself a comedian. Chud logic. Ooh, good point. Let's go. Destiny. Okay, let's get away from the word. The comedian word is rotting your mind, and we're about to waste a whole bunch of time talking about the word comedian. Me. We can talk about the word comedian for 5 hours if you want to, but it is a piece of armor that you have donned. And I'm saying I want to acknowledge that you're putting on that armor because I don't think you, or me, or Chud deserves that armor. I don't think Steven Crowder deserves the comedian armor, either. I think a comedian gets a certain leeway to say more outrageous things for the sake of a joke than a political commentator. Destiny. Okay, I totally disagree. So I don't even know where we go from there. Chud logic. What another thing I wanted to throw in there, too is, wasn't there a court case where Tucker Carlson, he didn't say he was a comedian. But I think it was something along the lines of nothing he said is supposed to be taken seriously. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. Me. I think that is a defense often used by infotainment people. Like us. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. We're telling you stuff that's happening, and we're telling you what we think about it. And we're making jokes along the way, and I think you don't get your news or political takes from a comedian. But you do get them from Destiny. Destiny, what would you consider Jon Stewart for The Daily Show? Me. Infotainment. Jon Stewart ain't the same as Louis C.K. Chud logic. I think that the Steven Crowder thing is probably the best example, because Steven Crowder calls himself a comedian. What defense, if any, does that give him, and why would that not apply to you as well? Destiny, the same defense it would give any of us, I would say. 100%. Me. Well, that's why I don't think we should do it. Destiny. Okay, you can argue that point if you want. I would just disagree. I think that one problem in your head is you think that when I say that it's comedy, that gives you carte blanche to say or do anything. You can still be responsible within the realm of comedy. Me. No. I understand. We all do comedy from time to time. I'm just saying we're not comedians. Destiny. Okay, what is the difference between the responsibility of a comedian versus just a normal person? I'm just curious, what do you think is the difference? Because I don't see any difference in the responsibility whatsoever. Me. You're not a normal person. You are a political fucking giant. You're not a normal person. And, like, Trump isn't a normal person, right? People with huge followings and huge amounts of political influence are not normal people. I would say me and Chud aren't even normal people. Destiny, I don't disagree. I'm trying to find the difference in what you think the responsibility should be between me and a comedian. Me. The difference is that people are looking to you to figure out what they think about politics, and people are not generally looking to Louis C.K. to figure out what they think about politics. Destiny, do you not think that people are influenced by the types of jokes or things that these people say? Me. They are, but those are similarities. You're asking me about differences. The difference is a fan of you, or a fan of me, or a fan of Chud is looking up to us politically. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket.
Es ist so dumm.
I don't think that difference matters. Chud logic.
Ja,
okay,
dann
so I
ist
guess the
keine
concept
Lust mehr.
then is that because there's some level of this, looking at this happening, the concern is rooted in this idea of like, going for a friendly meal with Nick Fuentes, even if you're, having a disagreement with him at some point, is a problem. Right, that's kind of where we are with this, I guess. Awkward silence. Destiny, well, get into it. What do you want to say? Chud logic seemed to be stalling out, so I decided to speak for both of us, again. Me. Okay, I have some things to say about Chud logic interrupted me and folded immediately. Chud logic, the thing that, okay, right, we planned this ambush very, in a lot of detail. We just spoke about it, behind the scenes. I'm sure, MR girl, doesn't mind me revealing a few non-specific details that, flesh it out a bit. But there's been times where like, I've saw it out a bit when I've seen something
This
you're doing and I'm
is
like,
so
what the
bad.
fuck? This sounds crazy, but then when I watch the content, I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem as bad as I thought. Like some of the ways it's described on Twitter and stuff, obviously. You buy into it a little bit. And then lo and behold, you look at it and you're like, no, Destiny has gone on and fucking slammed Fuentes in this, sneako conversation, And then it's the same thing, where I'll be like, fuck me. You went for dinner with Nick Fuentes, what the hell? And then I watch it. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem quite as bad as I thought. So I keep having this problem where I have a reaction to it, and there's been times where I've messaged MR girl and been like, oh. Did you what's going on here? What's this about? Have you seen this? This is crazy. And then I watch it, and I'm a bit more like, okay, well, that's fine. And then MR girl gets freaked out because, I've watched it. And I'm not freaking out like I was before. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, but I do understand having like an emotional response or an emotional reaction to the idea of it happening. The problem I have is like, what's the actual harm or what's the actual outcome off the back of it? Even if you think there's bad things happening, what is actually gonna happen at the other end? Like, are we going to have the Fourth Reich? Are we gonna have a Holocaust? Like, probably not. So what is the issue? Me. I disagree with that. I think Holocaust and genocide are the normal state of humanity, and that it requires people who are actually going to prevent them in power to avoid. So I don't the idea that we're never going to commit genocide or some mass atrocity. Chud logic. Wait, no, come on mate, that's fucking bullshit. I'm not saying we're never going to commit an atrocity. Me. Then what are you saying? Chud logic. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. What I'm saying is I don't see how we're going to have it like people act like Nick Fuentes and Destiny having chicken and waffles is going to lead to the Fourth Reich and a Holocaust. And I just don't see. Me. That's a straw man. That's a straw man. That's not Chud logic. Well, you just straw manned me, so I straw manned you. Fuck you. There we go. Me. I'm not straw manning. I'm saying. That's like saying if you litter you're killing all the whales. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. You're kind of expanding the outcome of a pretty small occurrence. At this point he was not only folding, but actively running interference for Destiny. Chud logic. So you could say, okay, if you litter. That's bad for the town that you're in and it makes it look like shit. So throw your rubbish away, right? So how would you strap that onto the idea of Destiny having dinner with Nick Fuentes, for example? Me. I believe that by having dinner with Nick Fuentes, Steve,
mein Spell kommt zuerst. Warum viert mich?
That's probably true to some extent. Yeah. Me. And I see it in your subreddit. I got to stop reading your subreddit, but I see it in your subreddit. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. There's a lot of jokes like, oh, because I saw Steven and Nick have waffles, now I'm a Nazi. Or like, now I want there to be a Holocaust, blah. Blah. And it seems like the general response of your community is, we're not brainwashable and we're not influenceable, we're too smart for Fuentes to screw with our heads. And then there's another line that's like, well, Fuentes is just an awkward kid. He's like me, I'm his age, we would play Minecraft together. It's like, this guy tried to overthrow the fucking government. He's not a normal kid like you, he's like a radicalized political like possible terrorist, or like committing treason. Yeah, he might play Minecraft, yeah, sure. It is weird to see somebody who does things like that and then see their human normal side and be like, oh. They're like a normal person, but that is sanitization work. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. I've turned down every possible appearance with Fuentes, and I've never spoken to him directly. But through intermediaries I've said the only way I will talk to Fuentes is in a one-on-one conversation that's like an interview. And the same thing with Lauren Southern. Originally I was supposed to play video games with Lauren, but I found out about her boat thing and I was like, well, I don't really want to talk to her about anything except the boat thing. And so I'm not saying I won't talk to her. And I'm not saying I think you should talk to Fuentes, but the GigaChad thing is the reason I think you shouldn't have dinner with Fuentes. Because you and him make the same jokes. When you're joking around with him, you're making fun of progressives. And when conservatives joke around, they also make fun of progressives. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. He pretends to be a Nazi, and when you joke around, you pretend to be a Nazi, but he's actually a Nazi. And so it just feels like because of this dynamic, and because Nick Fuentes has said explicitly that he uses humor and irony as a way to get his Holocaust denial or racism to give cover to it, he's literally said that explicitly. That makes it even more dangerous. Destiny, okay, Chud logic, you're not worried you're getting used by Nick Fuentes? Destiny, well, I mean, we're trying to use each other as much as possible. Chud logic, that's a weird dynamic, though, right? Destiny, welcome to online politics. Do you want me to go? Chud logic, yeah, sure. Destiny, okay, so there's like two main different strategies when it comes to dealing with people that are severely politically misaligned with you. I'll say that severely politically misaligned. So one avenue that we kind of experimented with online was ban, censor, disengage, don't platform. And we did that relentlessly for 3 to 4 years. When I look at the communities that were in charge of that, all of them are dead and gone. RedTube is gone. That subreddit, if I go and check, probably has like there's no more engagement there. All of the big RedTubers, when people were talking about them rising up and taking over, there's 114 active users on RedTube right now. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. So it feels like that project of deplatform, disengage, don't address those people. 1, not only are they all dead and gone, 2, I don't think any of those people converted anybody. Maybe they got really radical people from the right and made them really radical people on the left, but I find that most of those communities have only served to re-radicalize people. Not de-radicalize people. Most people that I would see in the hardcore RedTube communities are about as harmful or bad for society as most people that are in the far-right communities. They have a huge disengagement with the current political system, they have a huge disavowal with the current establishment. And it ends up causing them to horseshoe together on some positions that I would have never imagined. For instance, disavowing our support of Ukraine in favor of Russia, because on the right they think that Russian values are something that we should push for. And because on the left they think that American imperialism is always wrong and there are Nazis in Ukraine. So for effectiveness of the project, it seems like it failed on 2 fronts. 1, the channels died because they were boring and sucked, and 2, they didn't really penetrate any other communities. You didn't see these people besides really me and Vorsh making headway into arguing with other people or gaining respect. Or gaining some kind of hold or having some kind of penetration into the other communities on the right. So let's say all of that's true. Let's assume that's true. It is. I've lived it. Me. Wait, hold on Destiny, I'm not gonna get to Finn. I'm gonna keep talking Chud logic. Let Destiny finish. Destiny, you can ask a quick question if you want, but you just laid out your whole shit. So I'm not gonna let you cut me off when I'm trying to lay out my whole shit, but you can ask a quick question if you want. Go. Me. Okay, do you acknowledge that they are not horseshoeing on ethnic cleansing? Destiny, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one now. When I see all these huge tweets blowing up about how important it is that black people can maintain bloodline purity, when I see talk about getting rid of colonizers from Western countries, that type of stuff is getting very close to it. A lot of that rhetoric is indistinguishable from actually, it's more extreme than what Nick Fuentes would say now. So I can't answer that question. Chud logic, the trouble is, I do think that they're Destiny, no, wait. I want to continue to finish my thing. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. So when I look at my engagement with the communities, I'm trying to contextualize it in the realm of what is happening today politically in the United States. And largely in the entire Western world, okay? So right now, I feel like our biggest problem is everybody's becoming more and more divided over how we see the world. That more people are moving into these very homogenous, ideologically pure groups, and that's kind of the trend that we've been working towards. So if that is the case, my goal that aligns with what I would want to see happen politically, and with my unique talents, is I'm able to go to other communities. I'm able to maintain my ideological purity. I'm not a fucking Nazi. I haven't turned into a conservative. I'm not turning into a white supremacist. And I'm able to penetrate these communities using things like humor, affability, willingness to have conversation or debate, and willingness to debate on hard grounds like fact and logic. I'm able to make headways in these communities like nobody else from my side of the political aisle has ever done before. If you want to criticize it, there are times when I'm a bit too kind, or I don't push back enough. There's tons of criticisms there. Open.
Danke, Johannes.
Pussboy Shaco. So annoying.
Ich glaube ja, die Tanks haben am meisten Damage gemacht. Stimmt fast. Twitch.
Der Twitch baut. Ganz seltsam.
Aber er hat totalen Schaden gemacht.
Mhm. Ja.
So, Johannes, ich wünsche dir eine gute Nacht. Man hört sich spätestens morgen.
Die entscheidet, ob du einen PC bestellst, ne?
Ja, muss ich machen. Bin am Überlegen. Frage ist, ob ich es jetzt mache oder nach Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Achso, ich gehe an Ostern nach Vietnam.
Arbeit.
Arbeit. Alle Feiertage durcharbeiten.
Wir haben Vietnam-Maschine.
Mhm. In Saigon? Ho Chi Minh City.
Ah, das hat eigentlich nicht ganz so viel Arbeit. Das wäre, glaube ich, richtig.
Das ist auch richtig cool, aber das Problem ist, die zahlen ja jetzt extra dafür. Wir haben das denen übertrieben teuer anboten. Das ist eigentlich nett am Osterwochenende nehmen, aber denen ist das Geld egal. Haben sie einen Stundensatz von 250 Euro mal 2. Aber
Okay.
die wollen's.
Wie viel hast du dann rauskantel, Thomas?
Ich krieg nur 100% auf jede Stunde.
Gut, ist aber nicht so wenig eigentlich.
Nö, also ich krieg wahrscheinlich 40 Euro netto oder so pro Stunde. Ist
Nimm
okay.
mehr, oder?
Oder mehr, ja. Ich war jetzt mal grob geschätzt. Ich müsste überlegen. Netto. 40 Euro, das sind ja dann. Ja, vielleicht 50 Euro. Netto.
Oder du machst ein bisschen Urlaub, Thomas, und bleibst einfach ein bisschen länger.
Habe ich auch schon gesagt, aber Nati wird mich verprügeln.
Er kann ja mitkommen, kann nachkommen.
Die war doch erst im Urlaub.
Jetzt erst.
In Ägypten.
Mit ihrer Family, gell?
Mhm.
Ab ins Bett, Thomas, ab ins Bett.
Jo, wünsche euch eine gute Nacht. Philipp, dir auch, gell?
Gute Nacht.
Gute Nacht.
User disconnected from your channel.
Boah, Alter.
Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. But I think that I'm in a unique position that nobody else on the left is able to be in, and I'm not going to go back to like, oh, the platform, get rid of, blah, 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 because I see that as an entirely failed model for all of Western politics, and I don't want to go down that road again because I feel like it's already failed. Me. Well, I don't want you to go down that road either. I don't think Fuentes should be deplatformed. Destiny. Okay, me. But you don't have to grow him either. Destiny. I mean, it's going to be inevitable that anybody that I react with or engage with in some manner is going to experience some growth if they're smaller than me. Me. Absolutely. But I think, because of that, the way that you interact with him is pretty crucial. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. If you debate Fuentes on the Holocaust, anti-Semitism, racism, ethno-state, Christian nationalism, whatever, any of those topics. Opening square bracket ... closing square bracket.
The south. Here Ukrainians have been hitting Russian main logistical centers already for 2 days and have reportedly destroyed at least 7 bases. Russian analysts started to warn that the increased frequency of HIMARS strikes indicates that the counteroffensive might start very soon. And it seems like the Russian Ministry of Defense understands it as well, because they just fired the commander of all Russian forces in southern Ukraine. Last time I told you that Ukrainians broke the long period of low activity in the region with a series of mechanized assaults, artillery and aviation strikes. I also told you that this was just the preparation for the counteroffensive operation, because the current goal of Ukrainian troops is to get rid of the grey zones and get as close to the main Russian fortifications as possible. The freshest reports suggest that the grey zone areas around Orikhiv have been reduced significantly. If previously Bilohirya was not permanently occupied by any party, then now it is clear that Ukrainians have established total control over this village and are slowly pushing further. The intensity of fights in front of Novodanilova has also increased. Here Ukrainian 128
Nö. Dann mit dem Scheiß-Game.
Assault Brigade has consistently been using up to 2 platoons for reconnaissance in force operations in the direction of Robotane. Russian sources reported that Ukrainians are attacking from multiple directions at once and sometimes multiple times per day to catch the Russians off guard. The area of operations seems to be slowly expanding, because Ukrainians also started assaulting Russian strong points between Robotane and Bilohirya. The openness of the area significantly complicates the situation, which is why not all attacks go according to the plan. Sometimes Russians manage to stop a Ukrainian assault unit by spotting it with a drone and timely coordinating with the artillery. The latest updates suggest that Ukrainians started to use smoke screens extensively in order to mask the movement and location of troops and prevent precise correction of artillery fire. Ukrainians also started assaulting Russian positions near Myrne. Previously it was reported that Ukrainians only engaged their assault helicopters for conducting airstrikes to soften up Russian defenses, so the assaults here are not surprising. The increasing scope of the operations has already brought some results and revealed the weakest aspect of the Russian primary defense line. Despite the fact that Russians hold extensive trench networks, they are too sparsely located to protect one another, which is why they can easily be surrounded and collapsed during more comprehensive actions. However, storming of trenches may not be needed if an intense enough artillery preparation is conducted. Ukrainian artillery is already working on the revealed main Russian strong points in the region. Ukrainian artillery has also recently conducted a series of precision strikes. Yesterday, Mariupol Mayoral Advisor reported that Ukrainian HIMARS crews received an extensive fire mission and targeted Russian bases in Melitopol, Tokmak, Volnovakha, Novotroitsk and Donetsk. In Melitopol, Ukraine has destroyed a dormitory quartering Russian military and Ministry of Internal Affairs personnel, while in other places Ukraine has targeted ammunition depots and warehouses with equipment. Today the strikes continued and Ukrainians also hit objects in Fedorivka and Berdyansk. Berdyansk is one of the main Russian logistical hubs with a lot of ammunition and equipment. Interestingly, Russian sources previously highlighted that if Ukrainians increase the frequency of HIMARS use in the Zaporizhia region, then the counteroffensive operation is imminent, and the closer the strikes are to the zero line, the closer is the offensive. Even though so far Ukrainians are mainly targeting the deep rear, Russian forces have already started making massive changes in the structure of the command. Several days ago, rumors started spreading that the Russian Ministry of Defense fired the commander of the Russian forces in the south, Rustam Muradov. Muradov took command on 6 October and has overseen a series of disastrous offensive operations, including the high casualties suffered in the assault against Pavlivka in October-November
Johannes?
and the prolonged and failed effort
Programmiert
to
Lea
take
eigentlich
Vuhledar.
lokal?
At first,
Nochmal bitte.
Programmiert Lea eigentlich lokal? Nutzen die DDEV? Das ist also die Folgefrage davon.
Nee, ich glaube nicht. Also sie lässt manchmal Sachen lokal laufen, ja.
Also macht es nicht. Ich müsste mal so, ich würde mal gerne so eine Custom-Config-Datei sehen. Von dem DDEV-Shit.
Sie hat manchmal schon die Server nachgestellt, lokal.
Und mit was machen die das?
Ha?
Mit was machen die das?
Sie hat es meistens nur dann gemacht, wenn die irgendwas versaut haben und sie quasi nicht weiterarbeiten konnte.
Mit welchem Programm meine ich?
Das weiß ich nicht. Dachte mit keinem. Nee, ich weiß es nicht. Das ist irgendein Programm. Aber jetzt gerade kann ich so schlecht fragen.
Ja, ist nicht so wild. Ich muss mir das eh mal anschauen. Ich wollte mal gucken, wie diese Custom-Dinger davon aussehen.
In Afrika.
In Afrika? Weil das ist anscheinend das mega krankes Tool, was da irgendeiner entwickelt hat, zusammen mit Docker. Du kannst eben so alle Server und so mit einem Config-Datei hochfahren, genauso wie du möchtest. Alle Packages werden automatisch geladen dann. Musst nur restarten, kannst Versionen durchskippen und testen und so. Anscheinend insane sein.
Da kenne ich mich nicht aus.
Russian military bloggers were positive
Klingt ein
about the
bisschen wie
news
Proxmox,
in
aber.
hopes that the Russian command is taking the
Das
threat
ist von Docker,
seriously
also es ist
and
ein
trying to promote
Docker-Extension.
competent leaders. However, today it was announced that Muradov just
Ja, bei Proxmox hast du VMs. Da hast du quasi ein PC und auf dem laufen VMs. Kannst schon zugreifen. Aber Docker und VMs sind ja ähnlich.
Mhm.
went on vacation.
Das ist halt der Fall, ist halt, dass dieses Deployment ist halt wirklich ein Klick und du kannst halt wirklich Restart klicken und hast dann eine andere Version auf einmal.
They just made him responsible in case they lose Zaporizhia and need to have someone to blame. Overall, Ukrainian forces are slowly establishing
Du kannst halt
control
auch
over the Great
diese
Zone,
ganzen
getting
Docker-Funktionen
closer to
nutzen,
Russian
kannst dann
position.
deine Datenbank einfach kurz speichern und so.
Ja, genau, bei Ding, das kannst du bei Proxmox auch, da kannst du so Save Points machen und so. Wie heißt es?
Das ist von Docker eine Extension, hier ist DDEV.
DDEV.
Ja. DDEV.
DEF.
DDEF. Also V. DDEV.
Ah, hier.
Oh, Asa, du hast einen kleinen Schniedel.
And conducting reconnaissance in force operations to reveal the weaknesses in the Russian defense. In the meantime, Russian forces seem to have worsened their own command
Aber ich muss
structure by
toxisch sein, das ist mein
assigning
Lebensinhalt.
instead of getting rid of the inept leaders and promoting the commanders of units that are actually on the ground.
Ich jump eh mal rein und
If you're
sterbe.
against the invasion of Ukraine,
Kein Problem.
Endlich.
Opening square
Oh
bracket
my
dot
God.
closing square bracket. If you debate Fuentes on the
Hast du ja
Holocaust,
gesagt, ne?
anti-Semitism, racism, ethno-state, Christian nationalism, whatever, any of those topics.
Digga, what
Opening
the
square
fuck
bracket
hab ich
dot
für
closing
Schaden
square bracket.
gekriegt?
I would have no negative reaction to that at all. Destiny, sure, I
Ja,
understand.
nix ja gut.
What I'm trying to do is take it one
Du
step
hast
further.
300
I can
Leben
do the
oder so.
debate,
Beruhig dich mal auf
but
der
I don't want to
billigen
come off as an
Bank.
overly hostile
Du hast
person all the
300
time in
Leben,
these communities.
Ei,
I want to be seen as
ah.
somebody that can joke with them,
Der
that
kriegt
can,
schon wieder
more
30%
importantly,
mehr
understand what they're
Damage,
saying.
richtig.
And then 3, engage in a more friendly manner. Because you always have a higher chance of kind of reconfiguring somebody's mind rather than just being overtly combative.
Nee.
Me. But Nick Fuentes wants to come after your
Die
community
Spinne
as somebody
hat
who is
eine
not always
Kurve
hostile,
gefahren,
who can
hab mich
engage in a
dann
friendly
angegriffen.
manner, who is open-minded and understands the concerns of your viewers. Right? Destiny, I understand. And if he's able to do that in a successful way, then
Ja,
the
auch
whole
schon,
viewership
ja,
turns
aber
into
das
Nazis and they go march in the Third Reich. This is what I've spent the better part of the last 10 years working towards. If I can't hold on to my fan base, and I lose them all to a convincing Nazi, then fuck me, then I deserve it. And you know what? Maybe it's a better ideology. Fuck it. If it's that hard to hold people towards liberalism or progressive ideas, then it was always doomed to fail anyway. Like, there are aspects of my engagement with Fuentes that upset people, but I can talk about things with him in a context with him that I could have only dreamed of 2 or 3 years ago.
Zweimal
I can
geoutet.
preach until I'm blue in the face about the importance of like social welfare, and how important it is to take care of the underdog blah, 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 blah.
Alles gegeben.
But in a totally organic setting, I can get a far-right Christian nationalist to ask me, hey, why do you think the things you do about progressive values? And I can get him to ask me the question in a genuine manner. And I'm able to talk about it, him asking that and giving me the opportunity to talk about that in front of his audience. That's a type of access to their empathy that was unattainable
Ich
before.
krieg 3
I
Qs
could have
für
never
die
done
10
something
Leben,
like
eine
that before just screaming about how
Spinnenkraft
important
3
social
Leben.
welfare is in the middle of a debate. Me. But at the same time, you're giving him
Noch
more
ein bisschen
access to a
selber
much larger
entschuldigen, ne?
destiny, community, sure, I am.
Richtig
Opening
auf die
square bracket
Tschechien
dot
gekriegt.
closing square bracket.
Ja,
But I
eben.
mean, that's always going to be the trade-off, as you enter these communities more and more.
Schon dein
Yeah,
Fehler.
theoretically they could turn your audience, but I mean if you think you're fighting
kann
for
man
the
doch
right
nichts
stuff, or
machen,
believe the
ne?
right stuff, like hopefully you can hold on to them. Opening square bracket dot closing square bracket. Me, I don't think the framing of you would lose your audience to him is right. I think that they'll stay with you because you're friends with him. They can be Nazis and be fans of you. You now have Nazi fans. Destiny, probably. Me, right? The idea that a white nationalist doesn't like you because they can't tolerate hearing anything slightly different from their ideology, they don't have to leave your community to become Nazis now. Destiny, but that's I want that. I want there to be a because, if you're following me for long enough me, but do you want your own community to turn into Nazis? Destiny, no. If a figurehead is sitting at the top of the community, slowly over time, that community is going to look more and more like that figurehead. That's probably always going to be the case with any community. And I don't need a community full of progressives to listen to me preach to them every day about systemic racism and why we should support Biden or why Republicans are quasi-fascist now under Trump. I don't want to preach to them about that. I don't care about that. They already believe that and can go to Vosh and get those opinions. But if I can get people that are ideologically incredibly different than me and my fan base, which I'm seeing show up all over my subreddit, all over my YouTube comments, in negative ways on my Twitter, and in my emails, these are people that slowly over time can hopefully get a bigger buy-in into the things that I talk about. That's the goal, and I don't see any other way to get those people to watch me other than to show them that I can be in your communities with a level of understanding and humor that makes me like an empathetic character. Opening square bracket dot closing square bracket. Chud logic. I guess one thing I do want to ask as well is, do you understand? I appreciate there's like an extremist response where people call you a Nazi and shit, sure. But do you maybe understand why some people feel uncomfortable or wary about you going to dinner with someone like Nick Fuentes? Destiny, I understand everything. I understand every point of view simultaneously and all at once, okay? Yes, right? The feeling is that from their point of view, somebody like Nick Fuentes has slowly kind of fettered out of reality. He's not somebody that anybody talks about anymore. He's kind of an irrelevant figure. And now all of a sudden, not only am I engaging him in hostile debate, I'm presenting him to my community, which is growing at unprecedented rates. And I'm putting him in front of an entirely new audience to reach out to that he might have never had access to before. So people have this fear in their mind that if I engage with him in a friendly manner, that I'm going to turn him into the next Hassan or Vosh because I'm going to siphon off a huge portion of my community to go become Nazis and follow him. And there is no reason for me to do that other than the selfish pursuits of profits or viewership on my channel. I think that's the main problem that people have with me. Opening square bracket dot closing square bracket. Chud logic. I think that, you know, I understand why people kind of get frustrated. But I think my concerns probably align somewhat with Mergirl's, but it's more so like your community that can be really fucking annoying sometimes. But it comes back to how responsible are you for that? Because one thing I know is that your community sometimes will have this response where it's like, come on, guys, what's the problem with debating Nick Fuentes? We've got to debate bad ideas. And then the goalposts just get shifted slowly and slowly to like, well, come on, guys. What's the problem with having dinner with Nick Fuentes? You know, and it's just like, Destiny. Yeah, sure, and it's a balancing game that I have to play. I understand there's a responsibility and sometimes I might not go far enough, sometimes I might go too far. It's a struggle. There's a lot that I'm trying to balance, a lot of plates spinning in the air, of course, I understand that. but like the other side, I think has wholly failed in what they've attempted to do, like spectacularly failed. And when I see how crybaby and disgusting and unempathetic and mindfucked, it is like watching people on the left trying to engage people they disagree with. People always say, oh, well,
Warum macht der
destiny.
Mongo-Ware
Can't you
schon
be
so viel
empathetic towards
Damage
those other
mit
people?
einem Cube?
Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square
traurig
bracket.
macht.
Can you be empathetic towards me? Yeah, I guess. But can you guys be
Oh,
empathetic
die
towards any of the
Typen haben
right-wingers
sehr
that feel
hart
like they have no
gemacht.
voice on the internet? Any of the people that were like,
Sagst du was
oh,
nicht?
I think it's okay to be
Irgendwie
white,
so
and got banned off the
Bastard waren.
platforms for saying. And like, no, those people are racist and evil. That's different. You should feel bad for us because we're righteous and good, and we're people of color and trans, but the other people are fucking evil. They're ontologically evil. They're Nazis. They're racist. It's like, no, well, fuck you. As far as the left shows empathy to the right is non-existent. So for them to beg me for empathy when all of their platforms are failing, and they failed to penetrate any of these communities at all, it is rich to me. I don't enjoy that. Me, when you say the right, I feel like you're giving cover for Fuentes. Destiny, I disagree. Opening square bracket dot 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 closing square bracket. Me, the idea that fascism, ethnic cleansing, and overthrowing your government, your Republican government, are extensions of the right is I don't agree with that. I think that's insane. Destiny, 5 years ago, I would have agreed with you. But I think that Nick has shifted a little bit more to the left in getting rid of the ultra-extremist, at least the anti-Semitic rhetoric. And I think that the main Republican Party has shifted significantly to the right.
Oh,
So when we
but
talk
I
about
will get
problematic
this.
things that Fuentes
Dude,
says,
I will
that's true,
say
but
this
today,
about
70%
EU right now. I will say this. I will never. So I would always laugh and call people disgusting animals. Disgusting animals for drinking tap water. But I did try the tap water here out of the faucet. Bro, it's actually good. Like, it's actual good water. I was like, what the like, seriously, it's actually good. I compare that to NA. Bro, no, I would never drink that in NA. Never. I'm sorry. Never would, never will. It is
Oh,
horrible
keine
in NA.
Ahnung, ja. Wieder absolut widerlich, ey. Wir für ein Team haben.
Yeah. Yo, their milkshakes taste like Hershey's chocolate. Whoa. What do we have here, boys? A warning. This will be my second warning. Oh no, this is from yesterday. This is the same warning we got yesterday. But for your W and Flash, what are you waiting for? Is this EU Masters? XD, good call. No hourglass. Stun him, and we can win. Come 5v5, Scion. They will do. You have fucking cancer. What game was this? All of you fucking dogs. Dog shit EU. Mutts, get carried, please. Okay, I can explain. The GC, bro, I'm slowly starting to realize that GC means, pretty much fuck you. This is from yesterday. This is the warning I told you guys I got a couple days ago. You have fucking cancer.
Das war aber nicht Wurf raus.
Bro, it was from this game!
Pille, du kommst nicht dran, ne?
How does this break my warning? They reported me in champion select!
Ist es Renner?
For what?
Wer will den
Thanks for
aufgeben?
wasting my time in an unwinnable game, by the way. True. Go top, open mid. This is my life. It was the fucking Rengar. Rip your mother, I have eat burger while fisting.
Q, der muss auf
USA,
Englisch spielen.
USA, USA.
Unplayable für uns, ne?
Dude, come on!
Hey, aber ich
Soft
kann
region,
immer noch
bro.
leben, Alter.
Bro, that is bullshit. The warning I deserved. The chat restriction for 3 days. Fuck you, bro. It was I chanted USA. Oh my God, man, typing too much maybe. Rip your mother. No, yeah, I said rip the guy's mother because he said some outlandish shit in all chat. Fuck. It should tell you who reported you.